All right, what's up, everybody? This is Austin, back at you with another iteration of the Book of Austin Life of Detours podcast. I'm here with my boy, Jayson Henderson. Say what's up to the people, bro.
How you doing today?
Yo. I love that response, dude. I've got that a couple times. It's my favorite, dude. Yeah, because I know that you care about the people.
That's true. That's true, I do.
So, Jayson, we met because you live in the same apartment complex as me.
That's right. I'm right next door, basically.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, and I'm always seeing that sexy little Pontiac you got sitting out.
Oh, she's all right. She's an old girl.
I mean, it's classic, though, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's no 4 GTO. It's nice.
Okay, so we're just gonna draw a comparison straight out of the gate.
Oh, I mean, little Pontiac. I got to make sure people know it's not a Sunfire or something.
Oh, right.
Something
okay,
worth.
Yeah, there you go.
So, she's nice.
Yeah,
low mileage for the old car.
Yeah. So we're just kind of chilling right now. So this is actually we're actually back to the original Life of Detours, which is so weird because I feel like I don't get to do these as often.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing like the Granny's Garage and like the Detours of Business and stuff now. But like literally, like I was telling you before we started, like it's literally like I did whenever I wrote my book. Like we're just taking all these little like detours, all these little life events that kind of led you to be exactly where you are right now, doing this goofy ass podcast with me. So let's kind of talk about like what happened, throughout that entire story.
Yeah, leading up to.
Yes. Yeah. We're not. So we'll talk about now, and we'll talk about then, and we'll probably go on like a whole different like little rampage throughout the entire time.
That sounds good. Yeah. I like that.
And I've already had a couple of beers, so and yeah, I mean, yeah.
You're a little ahead of. I got one. This is number 2.
I think I'm on like, what am I on, like 4 now? This will be my 5th.
Oh, no, I'm a little jealous. All right. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
That.
Yeah.
Right. Catch up real quick. This is good, by the way. It's, what is it?
Oh, this is the Tex Hex by Shiner. This one's the Desert Mirage Hazy IPA. So there's a 7% and then there's an 8%, and I was just kind of like on the 8% train today. Yeah.
I like it. There's nothing wrong with the good hazy.
No, definitely not, dude.
I like the juicies. Yeah. Those are usually good, too.
Dude, yeah. Dude, the one... So I think they're both actually made with... is this one made with Cactus Water? Yep.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, this one's made with Cactus Water, and then the 7% is, too.
No way.
Yeah, they're just good, man. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that... I mean, I know cactus have water, but you couldn't... I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it before either. And like, I literally just went to Kroger one time, and like they had these for like $8.99 for a 6-pack, and like whole drawing and stuff was dope. I was like, all right, I'm sold, bro.
That's one thing I've noticed that's changed since the COVID is beer. Mm-hmm. It's outrageously expensive. It's seemingly
everything is.
Dude. Yeah, of course with everything. Yeah.
But beer.
The one thing I noticed, like man, like the 6-packs. I don't remember 6-packs being like $11.99, $12.
Dude, yeah. Like I get, that one wasn't on special today, so I think that one was like $10.99 or something like that.
That's a good deal for an IPA.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like I buy my, I normally do like the Miller Tall Boys, the 12-pack of those. And it's like $13.99 for those, and like
can't go wrong with some Tall Boys either.
Definitely not, dude. Yeah,
just beer in general, I think it's usually a good bet.
It's honestly the way to go. Yeah. And we do have liquor on the table, which we will eventually
get to
try
probably.
Yeah. That's good stuff, man. Yeah. We used to sell that at a bar that I used to work in back in Conway, and nobody ever really drank it. They had one night where it was on special, and I would go in like every time on that night, and like you got to be careful though. It's a little bit stronger. I want to say what's the proof on that one? It's 47%, so what's that, like 94 proof?
Yeah.
I guess.
It's high.
Yeah, it's pretty high for just like a regular old whiskey.
Single barrel, that's why.
Yeah, but it is in the style of Jack. It is like incredibly oaky, dude.
Good.
Yeah, like I took a shot of it on the podcast the other day, and I was like, I shouldn't have taken a shot of that. It's just, it didn't taste right whenever I did it, bro.
It took me a minute to learn how to drink whiskey. Yeah, apparently you're supposed to do it similar to wine. From what I read this on the internet, but you're supposed to like exhale through your nose as it's going down the palate to kind of
exhale through your nose.
Yeah, to kind of erase the intense alcohol at the front of the tongue.
Yeah, because if you breathe in at the same time. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, dude. Yeah.
So you're just kind of forcing the air out of your nose. I guess it chills out your palate, and then you catch everything on the back.
Whoa,
it's nice.
That's what I do whenever I shotgun beers.
Yeah, same idea.
You gotta exhale it first and then go for it, dude.
That's very true. Otherwise, you're gonna have a stomach full of full of air.
Air and beer, dude.
And beer.
It's
And
not gonna
they
be a
might
good
both
time.
come up.
Yeah.
It's happened to me a couple times.
But yeah, so we'll get around to that. But dude, I want to hear about like what's going on now, because I know you have what you said, a 6-week-old now.
Yeah, my baby boy, he was born July 30th.
Yeah,
and he was a little early.
July 30th. That's a good birthday.
Yeah, well, he was due August 18th.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he was early.
Does everybody have theirs early, dude? Is that just a thing?
I mean, I'm pretty sure most babies are at least some degree early. Okay. And I know that the due date that they provide is
it's like
very
tentative.
inaccurate.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah.
So I think only 5% or something very low actually at that date.
So imagine, I feel like it'd be weird for them to be late though.
I was late.
On?
My mom told me I was supposed to be born on the 19th of October. I was born on the 29th.
Oh wow, you had a whole like week and a half. Dude?
Yeah, and it was
you're just chilling.
I was over 8 pounds.
Yeah.
I was
you had your man cave set up?
Yeah, I guess. Nice and warm.
Yeah, I'm out here like that Stewie one that he had. Yeah, he had a room after Chris, though.
But yeah, he, it was a real hard pregnancy for my sweetheart. She got sick so much, and that's kind of how we knew it was a boy.
Yeah.
And eventually, when she eventually went to the doctor, we went twice, the Friday before, and she wasn't dilated enough to stay overnight. So they made us go home, and she was kind of going in labor throughout that night because she was just awake and in pain.
This is Friday?
Yeah, Friday to Saturday.
Friday, this would be the 29th, I guess?
Friday the 29th, yeah. And then I think we went into the hospital at like maybe 11 a.m. on Saturday the 30th, and he was born, I think, like 3:15.
3:15 in the afternoon?
Yeah, so.
Nice, whoa, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Once they broke her water, he was here like 5 minutes later.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that's like, it's kind of the same as ours. Like, so I was off on a trip, actually, and I came back, and literally I walked in, I went to give Kristen a kiss, and she got up and her water broke. And we thought, well, she didn't know that her water broke because she had been having some problems with, like whenever you're pregnant, like you pee on yourself towards the end, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, but,
no hate.
So, yeah, nothing against pregnant women, you know what I mean? But, so we didn't know for sure that it was her water breaking. And so, like, she started having, like, what she thought were contractions. And so we were doing a midwife. What did you guys do? You went to the hospital?
Yeah, we just ended up going to the hospital.
Yeah.
She was thinking about doing a midwife thing, but
it's definitely, it was like a really good experience, bro. I haven't done the hospital thing, so I can't knock it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fucking midwives were knocking the shit out of it, though. I'll tell you
Bro,
that.
I bet you it was better than what I had. I ended up being in the hospital for 3 days.
Oh, what?
It was, on those plastic things that they call couches in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
dude.
so that was...
Okay, so I can't say our experience was all the same then. Yeah.
I was in pain for like physically for like a week just because I didn't have a bed for 3 days, so it was not that I'm not complaining, Tracy did the work.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You just have to sleep on a complaining. Couch, Yeah,
I'm complaining at this point, but
it was an adventure for us too, man.
It was wild.
Yeah. It was wild. Well, y'all should see his eyes right now. It was wild.
Well, all right, so put it this way. She let me, watch from the doctor's point of view, which she initially told me she wasn't going to allow. But when it happened, the nurse was like, "Aren't you going to watch? Are you going to watch?" So I'm like, "Tracy,
can I go over there?
Yeah, can I go check this out?" And so she's like, "I don't care." Mm-hmm. So, baby was born. If anybody's ever seen their child born, they know it's an intense experience, and there's like a flood of adrenaline for sure. Because maybe like 10 minutes later, 30 minutes later. When the nurses come back an hour, I don't know, they take the baby away to do their own tests and cleaning up and stuff, and then I passed out.
Oh, yeah.
I just went to sleep for like an hour.
Oh, jeez, dude.
Deep sleep, too.
Yeah.
And, Tracy was on like her phone taking photos of her, like making fun of, or for her and me, making fun of me and posting it on, like, what the hell, I did the work.
Wait, did you sleep good on Friday night? Like, so y'all, like...
Oh, no, I was awake Friday for sure.
Yeah, so you hadn't slept very good that night.
All right, touche. I haven't even thought about that, but... intense experience and definitely one I'll remember forever.
For sure, dude. Yeah, so we did, so we went in, so I got home at like 10, her water broke, so we thought, and it actually did, but the midwife told us don't come in too early because if you come in too early and you're not dilated enough, we might have to send you home, and they're like 45 minutes away, so we're definitely not gonna fucking do that, dude.
Not even worth it.
Yeah, so we kept calling her like every couple hours and stuff, and like they kept getting worse and worse, and like So we eventually went up there at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. She had the baby at 11:30, and we were out by like 2:30 in the morning, back home.
Dang.
Yeah.
That was pretty quick.
Yeah, super quick, dude.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Yeah. They just basically, so they check to make sure that she's not going to bleed out, make sure there's nothing crazy wrong with the baby, and you're good.
Yeah, you're good to go. That's pretty much what they did with Tracy. And technically, I think Ramsey was a little bit premature. Like, so premature and early are two different things.
Yeah.
So, which I'm sure you're aware of, but
I think there's a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So how many days you said he was born on the 30th? So he was supposed to be the 18th?
Yeah, so it was there 30 or 31 days in July. I don't remember. Anyway, so
July 31.
He was like almost 3 weeks early.
Yeah, and I think 3 weeks is that cutoff, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I guess the date, he was only 1 day premature technically.
Oh, okay.
But 3 weeks early. So I don't really understand. I was just kind of like nodding when they were telling me.
That's a lot of things with pregnancy when you're a dude, yeah.
So, but we had to stay an extra day. Normally people, it's 24 hours, but for him it was 48 because of that.
Yeah.
I guess there's an issue with premature babies that are diabetic. So they're just checking his blood constantly.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was actually kind of scary, I guess, because I don't.
Yeah, because you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're like, my baby could have diabetes. Like, what do you mean?
This sucks.
Dude?
Okay, whatever.
So they did our tests before. So I guess there's some. So I just did this, and like people ask me pregnancy questions that I should know the answer to because it just happened. I don't remember like half of it. Dude.
Oh yeah,
and we did it a totally different way than most people. So like,
true.
I don't know.
Unless someone else is talking to you about the midwife thing, you're probably checked out.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. Like I don't really remember, dude. But so they did a test to check to see where Kristen's like her her insulin levels and all that stuff was, because I guess that'll help determine if the baby is all that stuff. And I think they ran a blood test like straight out of the gate and stuff. But like, so she had the baby at like 11:30. So she was born on 11/11. Oh, cool. And we were trying to have her at 11:11, but it didn't end up working. So it's about 11:30 or so.
That's all right. I mean, you're pretty close.
I mean, she was fucking trying her darndest, bro. I'll give her that.
Funny story. I was talking to Ramsey like through the womb, and I was like, "Hey, man, if you want to come early, like this weekend would be cool.
Yeah,
I'll take advantage of you." Because I got a week off work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I was like, give me that Monday through Friday. And then sure enough, that Saturday he was born. I think I told him that on like a Tuesday.
Dude, he's that's a G right
That's my boy, yeah.
Straight out of the gate.
Yeah, already hooking me up.
Oh my God, he's got your back for life, bro. That's so awesome.
Dude, it's cool. I like one thing I didn't understand was how, what's the word, satisfying it was going to be to watch him breastfeed.
Yeah.
That was very cool.
Uh-huh.
In a very much like, in a very human way, animal way, I suppose. Because it's just, nothing I've never experienced other than like being scared, where you're kind of like primal real quick.
Yeah.
Not that, breastfeeding's primal, but it's very natural, I suppose, is where I'm going. So it was like a cool feeling of like, oh, this is something that like so many other humans have done. I get to be a part of.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it's weird because like, I don't know. So like Kristen had a lot of like, basically like her supply wasn't always where she thought it was supposed to be. She kept seeing this lactation consultant that kept telling her she needed to be making a certain amount, and like we would talk to the pediatrician. She'd be like, well, she's gaining weight and everything, like everything's fine, but Kristen wants her to be like as healthy as possible, so she wanted her supply to be at a certain level and all this stuff. And I'm like, but she's going to tell you where she needs to be, and that's the crazy thing. Like you were saying, it's so natural. Like they did a study with twins, and they would breastfeed off the mom, one on one side and one on the other. One of them was sick and one of them wasn't, and they tested the breast milk that was coming out of the sick one, and it had antibodies for the sickness that he had. And then they switched the boobs that they were on, and it started coming out of the other one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. They give them exactly what they need, dude.
That is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Women, you guys are amazing.
No, that was one thing I realized was that, it takes a trooper to do that, like a real hard person, because whether you're sick all the time or not, you're still going through those emotional and hormonal changes. The only time I ever had that kind of relation was when I was a kid, and it was not in the same way at all.
Yeah, I'm talking like puberty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that was over years. Like they get like a couple of months to do it.
Yeah, and it's intense.
Yeah. Did she do the placenta deal?
What is the placenta deal?
Like the placenta encapsulation or whatever?
No, no, nothing like that. No.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah, that was
like
cool,
the afterbirth
too.
and stuff?
Dude,
like,
okay. I did not know that there's like aliens inside coming out after.
Yeah, dude.
That was wild. I mean, it was like this big stomach looking thing that had veins on it and cords coming out.
They were like doing like a little science lesson with us after. They were like, this is what
that would have been cool. They didn't do that with me. That would have been nice.
It's trippy, dude. Yeah.
I mean, I like biology, so that would have been cool. But it was
you'd have loved it.
It was weird looking for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your boy's name? So it's Ramsey
Mark Henderson.
Ramsey. That's a strong name, bro.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the M's.
Yeah.
Which, it sounds kind of uncreative because my name's Jayson Mark Henderson, but Mark's my uncle, and I think there's a couple great uncles and great grandpas. I don't know, but yeah, I liked it. I wanted something that had a cool nickname, and so we call him Ram a lot.
That's dope.
Yeah, and I spelt it Ramsay like Gordon Ramsay, just because I love that guy's message. Cooking is cool and everything too, for sure, but he's all about like not giving up, passionate about what you do, that kind of thing, which I dig.
Yeah, it's a lot of grit, and that's something like that I think you'll teach him kind of young, especially with that name. You got to live up, dude.
Yeah, I mean, just because you're doing what you're supposed to do doesn't mean it's going to be difficult. No, it can be difficult, rather. Yeah. Kind of like what do they say? Beauty is painful, because you got to put in the work to do it.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. So I think that's an important message for sure, and I'm trying to do better at that myself. Admittedly,
yeah, that's something that kids do, and like it makes you not procrastinate on stuff, because when it comes to a baby, you can't. Like,
you don't have,
if they wake up, you have to fucking get up, dude.
You don't have that option anymore.
If they just shit in their diaper, like you got to clean that. You can't just leave it on them, that's one thing that I've definitely got from it, dude.
Yeah, like, bro, I'll wake up without even him waking up, and I'm like, it's been 6 hours since I remember him being changed.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
Yeah, I already know that there's a dirty diaper on him.
It's like, and I know the difference between I'm hungry and I got a shit cry.
Yeah.
Those types of things, which is weird because that's only been 6 weeks. But I think he only started doing that.
It's like an instant thing, dude.
Yeah, that's true. That's what people were telling me. They're like, don't
trippy.
even worry. It's just kind of natural. Sorry, I keep doing these off mic.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
But it really does come just hitting you like a train. Like, okay, yeah, I know how to do this. I can deal with this. It's what I'm supposed to do, kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like, and like Kristen, she likes to read the books and like figure all this stuff out. And it's like your baby is like different from every baby. They're the same. All babies, I mean, they do basically the same shit. But every baby's different at the same time.
I can see that. I mean, we're all so similar, but different.
People, dude. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Dude.
I think that's what's real trippy too, is because I have a stepson with Tracy from a prior relationship, and that baby is 100% like 99% takes after his father.
Yeah,
and I could see it. He looks like him, acts like him, whatever. And then this other baby, I'm like, is a blend of me and her.
Oh yeah.
So like my genes didn't take over, I guess, whatever.
Dude, that's exactly where I'm at. I get a glimpse every once in a while. Like she'll do a certain thing with like her eyebrows and shit, and I'm like, that's what I would do. That, yeah. Dude.
Yeah, Ramsey's got my eyebrows and like my T, and underneath the chin hair, I have a little bit of a butt chin, but not much, and he got a good one.
Nice. Dude.
Yeah. So.
That's a strong feeture, man.
Yeah, I think it's good.
As long as it's not like too aggressive.
Yeah. Like here, you have to actually clean the butt chin.
Do you wipe your nose and your ass at the same time?
Exactly.
Yeah. You have to clean your butt chin. That's awesome. So wait, how old is her boy?
He's about to be 2 September 18th.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So they're
dude,
almost
whenever
here.
I saw him the first time, I was like, did they fucking already have the baby, dude? Because he's still in a carrier and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like it tripped me out, but
Phillip?
it was like way too early.
No, Philip's huge.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to start calling him Tank.
Tank, yeah.
He's a big dude, man. He probably weighs, I don't even know. I don't want to throw out a number because it might sound stupid, but he weighs a lot. It's like heavy to carry him now. I'm like, you need to start
And it's so weird because like it wouldn't sound right to most people. Like if you said a baby is like 20 pounds, that's a big baby.
This kid's like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
But he's 2.
Shit.
He's like taller, so.
Yeah. Like OC, she's 20 and some change probably, but she's like less than a year old. So I mean, that's still like that's where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But if they start, if within a year, if she got to 50 pounds, bro,
a year, a 1 year old baby 50 pounds is gnarly.
Yeah. A 2-year-old being 50 pounds is pretty gnarly. I feel like
he's big though. He may not be 50, he might be 40, but he's big.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
Yeah. Was the dad a big guy?
No, he's like my size. I'm a normal size guy.
Well, your girl's pretty tall.
She is, and her dad is tall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is her dad fucking yoked?
He's a big dude though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of top heavy.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. You know?
No, okay, of course.
Yeah, but he's a good guy, and he's cool. He is big. Yeah.
Has he been around Ramsey a lot?
Yeah, I mean, we let's see. He's seen my parents, my mom rather, not my dad. My dad's still back in Arizona. My sisters have not met him yet.
Yeah, there's a couple of people in my family, and she's almost 10 months, and they haven't met her
That's a bummer.
yet. Yeah, well, my whole family's in either Arkansas or Kansas or Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a hop. Not as bad as Arizona, for sure, though.
Arizona's not bad. I like Arizona. I do miss Arizona. Not in a horrible, nothing against Texas. It's just I've lived there first.
There's a couple of things I have against Texas, but we'll leave that for later.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'd like to hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
the driving is just fucking
Thank
awful.
you.
Yes.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Yes,
I was going to say the thing that sucks is I don't know what's worse, the roads or the drivers.
Yes, it's both, bro. Dude, I literally, I ride my fucking skateboard to Kroger and back sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen you.
Me? Yeah. But I was literally riding to go get these beers, and some fucking guy rode me off of the fucking curb over here, dude.
I don't doubt it. And when you're on the highways, interstate highways was really interesting, especially when we got into Texas from Arizona, because Tracy was telling me I'm on the frontage road, which to me is just basically at this point it's a highway, 2-lane highway, and she'd be like, "That's the on ramp." I'm like, "What? That's a dirt road. What are you talking about?" Like, she's like, "That's the on ramp to the freeway." I'm like, "Okay, well, tell me on the next one."
Yeah.
It happened 3 or 4 times before I'm like, "Tracy, those are just little fucking roads into nowhere. Like, what are you talking about?" She's like, "These air quotes on ramps are just little switch lanes, and then all of a sudden, click, you're on the highway." And so it was really weird because in these frontage roads, you're only supposed to be going 60 or something, and then click over and it's the highway 75 where everybody does 110 or whatever. Yeah. So it was sketchy, dude, because you have to floor it. So thankfully I had this muscle car. I was like, cool, whatever. I'm having
that
fun.
Bad bitch out there. Yeah.
But there's a couple of times on the way here, which I don't know if this is the right time to talk about it, but that it was kind of sketchy in terms of just horrible drivers and unfortunate, circumstance, I suppose. Yeah.
Any particular?
Yeah, I mean, just the one that pops in mind is it's a 2-lane highway at this point. I think we're just past El Paso. I'm coming up on Midland or Odessa. And there's this huge storm, like a big thunderstorm. And it's dark and what's it called? Lightning and raining and stuff. And I'm passing, there's a big semi truck with a trailer on the right side, right lane. And I'm in cruise control, I think, at 92 or 5 or something.
Yeah, because you're just trying to keep up with traffic at this point. Yeah.
And I'm drafting him, too, in all honesty. But at some point, I'm getting too close. So I just, without speeding up, get over. And I'll admit, in hindsight, it was a mistake that I didn't at least increase my speed a little bit. Because I'm passing him, but it's not quick enough.
Yeah.
And at some point...
At the speed limit of 75.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though I'm going 20 over. At this point, though, I've reached where I'm 100% in this dude's blind spot. And... he has the ability, or he has to get over to the left to let another semi truck on. Keep in mind, I just talked about these stupid little on ramps, air quotes, that are really just switch lanes.
Yeah.
So
they give him a real big buffer to get onto that.
Yeah, it's literally 20 yards.
Yeah.
It's pathetic. Yeah. So anyway, he gets over, and I'm like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And it just barely gets to the point where I have to get over a little bit, almost into the median, so that he doesn't hit me. Yeah. And at that point, I'm accelerating more. Oh my God. And
probably going 110, 115.
Yeah. And, to get around him. And I'm like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Because at this point, I still don't know there's a truck on the other side of him. And so as I get past, I look in the rear view, and he's giving me some stuff what the hell? Because he didn't know I was there, and I didn't know there's another truck. So that was
you had went to pass him out of his blind spot, and I
just went to pass him because I was going faster.
Yeah.
Not even. Yeah. So the long story short, I was in his spot where he had to move over, and it almost ran us off the road as we were driving here to move here, Tracy and I. So that was a little scary, but other than that, it was a good trip.
That's your first experience in Texas. Yeah. Pretty fitting.
First bad experience with bad drivers.
Yeah. There you go, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what do you do for work is one thing I wanted to get to.
Yeah. I do.
Because you told me you do.
Yeah, I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
And I do retention sales. So I work for this big company, and people call me. I handle escalations, basically. So people will call because they have an issue, concern, problem, whatever. Typically, they want to cancel. Mm-hmm. And so I'm the person that you get when you want to cancel, and you scream at them or whatever. And
yeah.
They fix your problems. Mm-hmm.
And so do you have the ability? So I had a buddy that did it for a while, and he did it for I want to say T-Mobile or something like that. And he was like, dude, I have the ability to throw whatever at you to get you to stay with the company.
Dude, yeah, and it's one thing I've learned. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and it's one thing I've learned. Hi, sweetheart. One thing I've learned is that, there's stupid people everywhere. Yeah. It's amazing how many dumb people have their own business. Yeah. Or just,
So are you working with regular, everyday people, or?
I'm doing anything from a small mom and pop shop to a national, Holiday Inn or something.
Right on. Okay.
But I do work in the commercial business, the commercial side. But my point is that, people don't take any kind of ownership and you would think they would when it comes to their business.
Yeah.
At the very least, their business, but they don't. They don't think they need to adhere to contracts that they signed to. Well, I disagree now, so it's void.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see that whenever I signed the contract, so I don't have to abide by it.
Did you read by it? Did you do this? Did you do that? So yeah, I have to do that back and forth-ish, and I'll be honest, it's getting old. I'm looking into doing something that's just more, I like sales, I like talking to people. That's awesome. I don't like arguing or defending.
Yeah.
That's just not my style.
Because you have to take a stance because you're a part of this company.
And it's hard to not get pissed off at a point, because when these people end up canceling,
because you're literally speaking just the truth.
Yeah. And it's like you said, I can do anything. And then you get to a point where you're not even letting me do what you want me to do. Yeah. And they're just wanting to be an asshole out of spite.
I can fix this problem.
And it's just at this point, it's not worth my time.
Yeah. I don't think I want you to be a part of this company either. Yeah. I don't want you as a customer anymore.
I've talked to my bosses before, being like, this is someone we need to let go.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand the business. Whatever it is.
They're going to be a problem going forward too. Yeah.
That's another thing. People in business that don't understand business. People that think everything costs the same from 1980s and never will change. Things, just things like that. But
yeah.
It's not a horrible job. It's a good job, good company. They've given me a lot, but I think at the end of the day, if it causes too much stress or just I get angry, I'm not doing the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because, you're a person, dude.
Yeah, and I want to love what I do.
Yeah. So what does your company offer? So what are they pissed off about?
Well, long story short, I work for a waste hauler. So, pick up the trash. And when you do it on the commercial side, it's a lot different than
I already know. I work at a restaurant.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers, they're always mad at the waste people do.
People treat it, when it's their business, they treat it like it's as interchangeable as with their house.
Yeah.
Because when you have residential service, you could turn that off and on like the water or the electricity. But when it comes to paperwork that you, signed, little hiccup there. It's
the beer.
Yeah. It's when it comes to that commercial side though, and you've done business and you're signing paperwork, it's like you need to adhere to what you agree to. You know what I mean? But I don't think everybody obviously reads what they're signing. So that's one thing people ask me all the time. They're like, "What would you do if you are in my situation?" I'm like, "I would read my paperwork that I signed.
I would know what I was."
And I know that's not what you want to hear, but
that's so crazy, dude. Because it's something you wouldn't think about whenever you start a business. You have to worry about what your trash situation is.
I saw a commercial for Verizon advertising $25 unlimited internet for your home.
Yeah,
and there's a whole bunch of fine print.
Yeah,
so I pause it, and then I look and I'm like, "What is this fine print?" You have to couple it with all this. You have to be a customer and couple it.
Yeah. That's how it is with AT&T as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to have auto pay and this, that, and the other thing. If you don't, it's this much more.
Yep. It's like $100 rather than $25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay. And my company's not the only one that does it.
Yeah. No, everybody does it, dude. It's fucking crazy, man.
That's one thing I do. I've learned from this job is I do actually like business. I thought I didn't.
Yeah.
But once I figured out it's kind of cutthroat, I'm like, oh, this is kind of savage. It's kind of cool. And sales is a lot of a psychological thing almost too.
Yeah.
Controlling the conversation. It turns out to be very interesting as long as there's no like negative energy involved.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Like so the only sales experience I have is like whenever I did door-to-door sales for a little while.
Oh, that would be tough.
Dude, and so they teach you all these like little acronyms and stuff like that to teach you how to, like, whenever you show up at somebody's door, like, you're showing up on their property. Like I was selling AT&T, and so I'm going to a person's house telling them that their internet sucks and that they should go with me. Yeah. You know, and so I have to like steer this conversation in a certain way, and like it's so weird, dude. And like the things that you see, and like every person is so weird, dude.
Yeah. You probably meet some cool people too, though.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one thing about like most businesses, and that's one thing. So I bartend now, and like the good people make every bad situation that I've ever had, they make it so worth it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've had so many bad experiences, but I've had so many more good experiences. Or I wouldn't say more good experiences, but good enough experiences that they outweigh the bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's retro. You have 2020. What is it? Hindsight's 2020, right?
Hindsight is 2020. Yeah.
So I guess if that's what your reaction is, if it's positive, then it's worth it for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, the money's definitely there. So
that's true. You can get some good money in bartending, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't work a lot. I make enough to do what I want to do, and I get to do this kind of stuff.
That's
so
cool.
That's
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your? I'm curious.
Let's go ahead and take a break real quick. I'm gonna grab another beer.
That's a good idea. Actually,
I don't think I have to pee or anything. Do you have to pee?
I might.
Yeah, okay, cool.
We might.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you guys, though. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back, guys. The queen is dead, dude.
She's dead.
She's dead, dude. That's insane. At 96, was it?
I think 96. I saw something about her with all the different presidents going back to 1952. 70-year reign.
Holy
70
shit,
years.
dude.
I was born in 1988, and I remember in the 90s.
What is that, 30?
Thinking she was old.
32, 33?
Me?
presidents?
Oh, no, I just happen to be 33 years old, sorry.
Yeah, whoa, trippy, dude. Yeah. Yeah, ever since I've known about her, she's been old.
Yeah, she's always been white. Like, white-haired.
Oh, okay.
Featured.
I was like, yeah, well,
obviously,
duh, bro, yeah.
Fucking English. No, but yeah, it got me thinking. I did some research. I started looking into British monarchs.
I did too. I looked up the family tree and stuff like that, trying to figure out where it was going to go from here.
I went backwards.
I started backwards. Little spider web.
I started backwards. I started with the Anglo-Saxons, with the what's it called, the Vikings, basically.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What kind of research are you doing? What are you doing here?
What do you mean?
Like,
you don't know that? All right,
so you're going. Oh, so you're going back.
I started
from her.
I started with the first English kings. The first English kings were English kings, which was some different variant of England, Anglewood, or some shit, Angleland, and it was like some Anglo-Saxons, right? So some barbarians.
Yeah,
and so
they came out here, found a piece of land,
did some stuff, whatever, and then over the course of time, it just changed different like types of hands. So I guess there was like the Anglo-Saxon era, then there's the Norman era, so on and so forth. I don't know what any of that means, which I thought was very fascinating, though, because I'm like reading about it, I'm like, I didn't know that it just changed so many different. Like, I thought it was the same bloodline, like an idiot. Like, I thought they maintained the same bloodline, but
well, I mean, it's almost impossible.
No, you can't
because
do that.
England has been a country for shit.
It's like thousands of years,
at least 1,000.
At least 1,000, I'd say. Yeah.
That's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah, because
no
it started.
A bloodline like that.
The first king was somewhere around like 800. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, so like what is that? 1,200?
Yeah, about 1,200 years or so.
Yeah. It's so weird because we're in 2000 and some change. You know, what I mean? like we're not even to 2100 yet.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we talked about the babies earlier.
Yeah.
Man, I'm a little concerned as what they're going to see when they're my age.
Dude,
I think about that often.
Yeah, same.
Because
for sure. The world's going weird.
Yeah, right, it's bizarre, man, and I'm worried about China. Like, I think about that. I deleted TikTok. Like, I'm not kidding.
I definitely deleted TikTok. Yeah, I got it for like a week, and then because I finally got talked into it by a buddy of mine who does a lot of his. So he does axe throwing, and he gets a lot of his views off of TikTok. And so I downloaded it, and I was like, all right, I'm doing a fucking podcast. Like, I should probably get on TikTok. And then immediately after that, Joe Rogan came out reading the fucking
shit. Yeah, I was going to bring it up. I was going to say not to be a Joe Rogan bro,
dude?
Not to be a Joe Rogan bro, but I heard that.
I'm a fucking Joe Rogan bro. I mean, for the most part, I listen to like some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's whatever.
Yeah.
My point though is he read those and it was disturbing.
It was fucked up,
and so I got rid of it. You know, I'm like, dude, fuck that. The biggest one was that it could.
At least you're smart enough to get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm like, well, this is why he said anything that this device, your phone, has also connected to, they're taking that data too.
So you're connected to your company. You're connected to.
Yeah, I've connected to my computer before at work. Yeah, so I'm like, I literally can't do this. That's not okay.
Yeah,
and then
it doesn't feel legal.
Yeah, it's just weird. And then I've also had, I've connected to my laptop, which so I'm like, why do you need my college?
What do you
notes?
need, dude?
Yeah, what the fuck? And like some old albums.
Everything that you've ever written or done or anything like that,
weird.
they have access to, dude.
It's just weird.
Yeah,
I don't
and that's one thing. Like, so actually, it's weird because so I wrote my book and stuff like that, and I was just kind of looking over some of my old writings from college, like my essays and stuff.
Yeah,
and I was like, these are pretty fucking good, dude. Like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I was like, I feel like I had a pretty good perspective, and that's what my professor told me too. And I was looking at him, and like, now that you say that, like, if they got a hold of those, like, not that they would fucking do anything of them, but I want those to be mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, fuck that, dude.
It's funny you say that because I didn't even...
I don't even plagiarizing my shit, dude.
I really didn't learn how to write until I was in college.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was a horrible, horrible writer.
So you feel like you can write now, though?
Yeah, easily. I mean, depends on what type of
on
writing
the material.
About, yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I went from not even being able to describe, like, anything or just be anything interesting to... I was really good at research papers. I guess that was like my forte, just because it was easy. And I liked the topic.
You seem like you have an analytical.
Yeah, I wrote my favorite paper I ever wrote in college was about nuclear reactors. So I guess that gives you an idea.
Oh, what's your take on Chernobyl?
Chernobyl was fucked up.
Yeah,
yeah.
Mistake.
Yeah, I do like nuclear power though. I think
it is. It's a cleaner form, right?
It's the best.
Yeah,
it's the most energy efficient.
That's what I've been hearing.
Type of thing. Yeah,
I don't know shit about it, but
basically, if you take a barrel of oil, the amount of energy that is produced by that energy of oil is the same as 1 gram of nuclear powered fuel. So it's the same energy capacity. So it's
what about the byproduct, like what it lets off?
Yeah, so you got your nuclear waste, right? Now, here's the thing.
But it's 1 gram.
Let me hit you with something, though. A lot of people don't know this, okay? Yeah, hit me.
Let's get you a shot.
Just a little bit, yeah.
All right, a little nip.
So you know the breeder... I almost fucked up. Give me something. No, I don't know what that is. Yeah. So I just kind of gave it away. I don't think you were listening, though, so we're good. So
here you go.
Your standard nuclear power plant produces waste, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Nuclear waste sounds bad.
Yeah, it's you have to bury it for a million years.
Literally, like a million years.
So here's the thing. That was always plan B. You just looked at me in a very like, what the fuck? Yeah. That was always plan B. Plan A for nuclear power, which they're still wanting to do, and they're a lot closer to doing now, is called breeder reactors. And basically the radioactive waste that it produces after it produces energy is then fuel for round 2. Yeah. So it's quite literally using its own waste as fuel. Sustainable, if you will. So
I mean, that will run out. So, like,
you could do it like 10 times.
80% out of the second time.
Yeah.
And 80%
so think of it
it's better than 100% the first time.
Think of it this way. If fuel for the current method lasts a year, this lasts 10 times longer.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case, but lasts longer.
If you burnt the entire gas tank out of your car, and you got 60% of it back, and you went 60%, and then you went 40%.
Think of it more this way. Think if you filled gas in your car as you drove, it captured the exhaust and turned it into fuel for a second time around.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So that's what breeder reactors were. This is always the plan for nuclear power. The problem was actually doing it. So when they created these things, they were constantly catching on fire. Just like can't get away from the problem of this thing melting down. So they created this secondary thing. This is the 1950s nuclear boom at this point, where they're talking about like nuclear powered cars and stuff, where they're just like, let's just build these nuclear power plants, and the waste is, we'll just bury it, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's where you get the current nuclear power plant. All of which go, the current designs go back to like the 70s and 80s. They're just fucking old.
Yeah.
So
everything's old.
Nowadays, they actually can do this breeder reactor thing without it catching on fire all the time, and it really fully extends the time. Furthermore, if you look into all of these air quotes disasters of these nuclear disasters, it was always caused by humans. It was never the reactor itself.
Yeah.
The human fucked up.
Yeah.
So we're just better now. We're just way better at what we do.
Yeah. Well, we have more
computing
mechanical
power.
checks.
I would say computing power.
Yeah.
Think of it this way.
The computer takes a lot more of the
You
job.
could in the near future, I wouldn't be surprised if you could get into a SpaceX rocket, plug your iPhone into it, and tell your iPhone to take you to the moon, and your phone is the computer to take you there.
I mean, it has all of the power.
Exactly.
We had more power in the iPhone than we did in the fucking space shuttle that did it the first time.
When they landed on the moon, those computers were taking up rooms, and they basically had the computing power of a graphing calculator. Of
a fucking Texas Instrument.
Yeah.
Not even, probably.
No, that's what they had, because they was just plug and chug, and it would plot you. Because that's what you need in space, because gravity bends stuff.
Yeah.
So everything is those quadratic formulas and bullshit.
It's that weird math that like you learn later. That's all.
It's all gravity based.
Yeah. Well, it's all conceptual, right?
Yeah.
So you can't see it in our version of nature.
Math is dope because it's
math
a language.
Is dope, dude. Yeah. Well, because it makes sense of things that don't make sense, because everything comes down to math.
Everything can be
doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like, and so whenever it comes down to gravity or like the time, like literally, like think about like multiple dimensions and shit like that.
Let me see this thing.
Like everything can come down to math, and you can put it into an equation, but to see it as like a normal person who only lives in our regular 3D environment, it's hard to look at that math. And that's one thing that I learned in college was like, whenever I was doing I went through Cal 3 because I had I had my roommate was a fucking amazing mathematician. He was also a fucking addict. He fucking did Adderall like every fucking day. He eventually moved on to some other shit.
Yeah.
But he was the smartest motherfucker I could ever know. But he could look at these things and realize that they meant that this gravity would act different in this, like this different.
He could visualize it almost.
He could visualize it. And I'm like, dude, that doesn't fucking even compute in my brain.
See, I had that gift a little bit, but I couldn't get calculus. It was weird because, dude, this is what doesn't make sense about calculus. Okay, I had to research it.
Well, so you're probably more of a physics kind of guy.
Yeah, I do love no, take that back. Biology, chemistry, all day.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But I love physics too. But I don't get the math.
I feel like biology, physics makes more sense. But
probably.
If you can do physics,
I just don't get the math. So I go into calculus trying to learn how to do it, because I initially was going to be an engineer in college.
Yeah,
and I couldn't do calculus because I'm like, hey, what is that thing? And they're like, what, this is Depsilon. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is Depsilon?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's a Greek
what is
thing.
the imaginary eye?
And I was like, cool, the imaginary eye I got all day. No, that one's easy.
Well, I mean, it's -1.
Square root of -1.
Yeah, right.
But my point is, they couldn't tell me what it was, and that pissed me off, and I couldn't understand how to use it, because I understand variables is just an unknown number. I get that. Or constant. Right? I get it. But and they have rules. But they were just like, no, that's just this. I'm like, what is this? I don't know how to deal with this. Does it have rules?
Yeah.
What does it do?
So this is another thing.
I have to learn this other language before I can do this fucking math?
Well, so like whenever I was talking about the guy a second ago, so he could understand that like whenever you see a square root of -1, just for an example, he knows that means I, and he knows what that means within the equation. He can change it to I and
we can
work
manipulate
the equation
the shit out of it. Yeah.
So he can change something that doesn't make any fucking sense into something that makes sense.
Beautiful sense. If you use the imaginary number,
turns it into an equation.
I actually liked the imaginary number a lot because
it made a lot of sense out of a weird type of math.
Yeah, when there's something that you can't do, it's like I can still solve that problem.
I can fucking turn it into I,
because it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the value is as long as it has the same rules that apply to every other number. That's what the key is. And I think Newton, because Isaac Newton invented it, calculus.
Yes.
And he was like 19. Now I'll be honest. They
was this 18.
17 something. I don't know. But looking back, he was probably like some savant autistic person.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure he died a virgin.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Or maybe like, I don't know.
No, he got laid when his first paper came out, and he was making $100 a week.
Dude, that would have been a lot back then.
$100 a year, we'll call it. Yeah.
Maybe that still was. I don't know.
That might be a lot, dude. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I was gonna say Einstein married his cousin. Did you know that?
I feel like I've heard.
There's this weird thing with geniuses. Okay, so like Einstein obviously married his cousin. Tesla was in love with a pigeon when he died. Yeah, and I think what's his name? Shit. Edison. Thomas Edison. I think he had some weird incest thing too. With like a cousin or something. Is
it like a Targaryen thing that we're talking about here?
I don't know, man. I don't even know what that means, but...
Game of Thrones?
I'm not a Game of Throner.
So the Targaryens, they had the dragons, and so they were like, we're the only ones that have dragons, and we're the only bloodline So they incest so that they could keep the dragon blood alive. Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because you're inviting so much problems.
Yeah.
And they did. Is
that why that one dude had a gimp?
Which one?
I don't know. Wasn't there the guy that eventually got crowned king?
No,
that wasn't even part of any bloodline.
He got thrown off a tower because he saw
some people banging. I already saw that episode.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's like season 1.
The one episode I saw. He got spark.
That's season 1, episode 1. I think actually.
That's probably what lost me.
When like an 8-year-old boy gets kicked off a fucking tower and gets paralyzed. Yeah. That's a problem.
Okay, so I didn't watch any of Season Thrones, and if spoiler alert, but I don't feel bad. So apparently, this whole thing is about who's going to be king, and it's very important about the bloodline.
Yeah,
and then they just give it to someone who has nothing to do with the bloodline.
No, wait, right? In Game of Thrones?
Yeah, don't they give it to someone who has nothing to do with the bloodline?
No, so they gave it to
the guy, the one dude, the little kid.
Yeah, so he was the son of the king of the North originally.
But he was like an illegitimate son, wasn't he?
No. So
I haven't watched it.
The king in the North, Jon Snow, was the illegitimate son. He didn't take the throne.
Didn't want it.
But he killed the girl that was going to take the throne. The Targaryen girl.
So that's what the whole thing was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, now what? Okay.
Dude, exactly. Yeah. And so the guy that actually ended up taking the throne was the son of a...
Should I watch it? Is it good?
It's so good, dude. If you can get past season 1.
Is it better than Breaking Bad?
Yes, 100%. No, I loved Breaking Bad. But as soon as I got past season 1, as soon as you see, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for you. If you haven't fucking watched it, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. As soon as you see Ned Stark's fucking head come off, the show actually starts.
Cool.
Yeah. After season 1, the show actually starts.
Well, I hear in the book... They kill like twice as many characters.
Dude,
in the books.
In the show, they kill every character that you have any kind of connection with. Yeah. They're gonna die. Do not get connected to anybody, bro.
Do you know what the best story of all time is? It's Hamlet. Bro.
Hamlet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because everybody gets fucked in the end.
Is that so Hamlet is the one about Caesar getting murdered?
No.
Is that right? Or
Hamlet is the one about Hamlet seeing his father's ghost. He's like something to do with King. I don't remember it specifically. I just remember it's kind of like, it's a tragedy. It's kind of like Romeo and Juliet.
Right?
Yeah, no, it's a Shakespearean thing, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like Romeo and Juliet where like everybody's greed in the end fucks them. So like, have you ever seen Requiem for a Dream? You ever seen that movie with Jared Leto?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Okay, so that's kind of like a play on this, where it's like everybody's trying to do what they got to do what they got to do, and they're just being selfish, and then it doesn't turn out to work for any of them. So everybody just is like, fuck. At the end, everybody just doesn't work out. And I kind of like that because, well, I think most of the time it doesn't work out.
Yeah, most of the time it doesn't work out, guys. Yeah.
and I'm not trying to be pessimistic here, but I'm just saying, like, think about it. Anytime you're trying to do something new, 99% of the time you fail before you get better at it, right? It's just like a common thing that everybody has to accept.
And that's, dude, and like literally everything that you try to do, whenever you try it, you will fail for the longest time. And that's one thing that you were talking about earlier with the whole Gordon Ramsay deal.
Yeah.
Is like, dude, and even with like the podcast, with the book and everything, like I've fucking been doing this for like 3 years. I haven't seen a positive return out of it at all, dude.
But it's what you love to do.
It's what I like to do, man. Yeah. I will continue to do this until it puts me into a fucking hole, probably. Yeah.
That's good. That's what someone asked me at work recently, because I work at a corporate place, and they're like, well, let's talk about retirement. Someone asked me, like, Jason, what do you think about retirement? And I'm like, I don't think that's the goal.
No, I'm 33, so
yeah. Well, I don't think that's the goal. I think the goal is to find something that you love to do.
Yeah,
and you couldn't think about
rather do.
Yeah, you couldn't think about never doing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if retirement's for me.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like I was talking to you about my business manager, dude, and like he doesn't like to be mentioned on the podcast too terribly much, but one thing is like he made a contingency with his. When he retired, he wanted to continue doing what he was doing. He's like, I can't work for you guys because I have the retirement, but like I want to continue to do this. And he does it just for the fun of it, dude.
Yeah.
I respect the shit out of him.
Plus, what if it works out in the long run?
Yeah.
Right?
And it's not like, it's literally not even for him is the thing about it. It's like he does it just to help people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's fucking cool, man. Like I would love to, like, if I could just sit here and talk to people all fucking day, dude. It's what I do. I actually do it for a living because I do it as a bartender.
Yeah.
Like, and so I do this all fucking day, dude. But, like, it's short little spurts of it.
Yeah.
And it's like
bite size.
Bite size. It's like whenever I find somebody that I want to talk to, and then they're like, oh, well, I have to tab out and go. I'm like, damn, you know. But then there's so many more people that I'm like, thank God you tapped out and you're gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that
sounds like my line
situation, dude. Yeah,
plenty of times I'm like, "What do you want? Get
a
the
short
fuck
conversation
out of my ear.
on the fucking phone with retention sounds fantastic, dude." Yeah, but imagine you got tips off of it.
Well, I do. I make commission, so there you go. Behooves me to act right.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But it's hard because when they're not wrestling with me the way I want them to, they're quite literally taking money out of my pocket. So. It's not for me. It really isn't because I need. Well, to be in a
do you make an hourly at the same time?
Yeah. But
like you could make more. You know, like if you could talk that person into. Well,
if I had the ability to focus on what I got to do, I don't want to get into the weeds, but basically, I don't like the situation at work, so it is what it is. But I think if I could focus on a positive conversation with someone and have the time to do that, because sometimes it takes an hour.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing about these corporate jobs is you have X amount of time to do it on the phone. So you're kind of like on this clock, so to speak. So when people aren't going your way, you get a little frustrated, and that's when your emotional part of it comes out.
Yeah.
That's where things go south.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're human. You can't be
definitely
perfect.
Human, dude.
Can't be perfect every time.
Cheers to being human.
Hey, cheers to being human.
Hey, we are not we're not CGI yet. Or we're not
cyborgs
yet.
Speaking of which, what do you think we're going to see, dude? Because, how old are you?
26.
26, I'm a little older than you. But I seriously think we're going to see a couple of things, but let's talk about the positive things here. So, like, technology-wise, what are you more excited about? Holograms or the Matrix?
I think we're already coming into the Matrix, and we're not there to
I don't think we're ready to
I think the Matrix will take over holograms. Because we are in the metaverse now.
I think holograms would be cool to come first, and here's why. Because,
I don't think so. Because
as an entertainment value.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because think about it. Instead of having a TV on the wall, you can now watch a movie in 3D in your living room. Sorry,
or you could put on these headphones, and it feels like it's right in front of you instead of you actually being in your living room.
Which would I want more?
Yeah. I think the metaverse is going to take over any kind of holographic technology.
I don't think holograms are going to be coming around. Yeah, that's a good point, dude. Because they're already doing that virtual reality thing.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's fucking weird, dude.
I just wanted to watch like Transformers in my living room break the walls.
Yes.
That would have been cool.
But you basically saw that, like with the way that like...
Yeah, but I could like go to the living room and eat a sandwich and then go grab some water.
You put on a fucking Oculus, you probably could. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, you can simulate the living room around you for them to destroy coming through.
Yeah, it's true, because I was going to say, what if you had like the ability to do like an old recording of like the Beatles?
You could literally sit in the room with them.
Yeah, you could do that in virtual reality right now.
Yeah. You don't need a hologram.
Yeah, I guess you don't. Damn it, that's one that sci-fi got wrong.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. It sounds cool, but we transcended
that. It's not practical.
It's not, there's a lot of things in like 80s fucking, well, I don't know if there's that many. I feel like the 80s got it pretty well right.
Well, sci-fi gets it wrong all the time. So like Star Trek, they can traverse the galaxy, but they're stuck with walkie-talkies on their on their wrist,
Yeah,
like they come in over. Yeah. And they didn't even think about FaceTime. Why would you need it? How could you? They had no idea about cameras.
Yeah, like why would you not have video?
Well, person? I mean, if you think about it too, like if you see like their...
But think about a 1980s person thinking about this.
All they have is analog at the time.
They're like, I've never seen a person's face on a video call or anything like that.
They didn't know what iPhones were.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Bro, you want to hear something crazy? Okay. Think about this. This is going to relate to your age, okay? And for me, it was really bad because I'm a little bit older. But, so, how old were you when the iPhone came out? 2007.
I was 11.
Jesus. God damn it.
Bro. I was 11 years old. I just figured out that I could jack off, probably.
In 2007, I turned 18.
What?
Yes. Doesn't that suck,
Holy
dick?
shit, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Here we are, 2022. I turned 34 next month.
You had been burning minutes.
Bro, I graduated high school in 2006.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you graduated and then the fucking iPhone came out?
Yeah, I'm old.
Oh my god, no wonder your Instagram. That's why I hit you up and you're like,
I don't use it. Yeah, so Osen mentioned Instagram and Facebook. I'm like, I think I have them, but I don't use it.
I was like, oh man, that's crazy.
If you go to my Instagram, I have like,
and it's so weird because I feel like I'm on like the front end of it, where I'm like, I'm not like huge into like, I don't fucking FaceTime people all the time. Like I FaceTime my boys like,
all the time.
FaceTime is dope. Yeah. FaceTime is dope.
But in terms of like posting online, I honestly don't feel I'm interesting enough.
I only do it for my business. Bro.
Yeah, see, that's the only thing that would make me want to do it.
Only thing that makes me want to do it, bro. Like my actual like personal account, I haven't posted on that. I posted on it once in like the last like year probably.
Yeah, I'm just not active.
Yeah, not active. Dude.
I don't think people give a shit.
But I have to do it like 4 times a week now.
For business stuff.
Well, I do it 3 times a week, but I also do stories, and then you do reels, and then you do all this fucking bullshit that they want you to do.
It just gives you a reason to do some cool stuff though.
It is fun. It is kind of cool because, and also I'm a writer too. So like whenever you do the posts, I like to write out my little fucking things, and they're always way too long. You know, like there's a lot. I don't know if like people do them short, but like whenever I'm writing them, dude, I'm like, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about this episode. Like,
do you kind of write like? How do you write? Do you like kind of think about it and then write, or do you just kind of let it flow?
I go with it, dude.
Just let it go.
I always go with it, dude. Yeah. And that's the way that I wrote my book too, is like, and that's one thing that really got to me was like, what's that quote? It's like, something is the enemy of perfection, or perfection is the enemy of something. But it's like, so whenever you write something, and so you want to take a look back at it later, and you want to take a look back at it after that, I write it whenever I wrote it, and I don't touch it. Because if I look at it later, I'm not in the same mindset anymore.
Could be technically a different person.
I'm a totally different person. So like whenever I look at it, then I'm like, oh well, I don't mean that now. Like I don't want to write that. But like whenever I wrote it, I meant that.
Yeah, you felt it when you wrote it.
So leave it how it is. That's what I meant when I said it, and that's what it's going to be.
You could even have a piece on why did I write this?
Yeah, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Maybe I should look into writing as a way of expressing myself a little more.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, it's always, dude, and that's what I always did as like a therapeutic deal.
Yeah.
And that's what led me to write the book that I did. Was like I was thinking about these situations with like my friends and family, and like I wrote down this thing. It's actually on my little board over there, but it was like, so you take and you talk to these people that you have all these thoughts about.
Yeah.
And you take the story, you talk to them about it, all these things that you thought went a certain way, and then they tell you how they thought it went, and then it goes back and forth, and you figure out how it actually went. And then that's the actual story that happened, and you don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
So not only do you figure out what happened, but you put down what you both said, if you do it honestly. And I think I actually wrote that on my thing, and I highlighted honestly. I think I did it in like bold fucking all caps. If you do it honestly, you can get it out of your fucking head and just not think about it anymore.
Man, that's true.
It's nice, man. And that's so like the things in my book, dude, are fucking pretty heavy, dude. Like my fucking, like I literally wrote about like my dad dying and like my mom being an addict and like growing up with like my 5 sisters, like moving around and like fucking like dealing with my dad being an addict and then my mom eventually becoming an addict and stuff. And like it literally, like it doesn't fucking, I don't feel like it affects me anymore because I feel like I've dealt with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like I have an insight into it. Even if I talk to one of my sisters who I talked to, I did an interview with 5 sisters at the same time. Like
That's
it was
intense.
me with them, and we fucking talked the whole thing out, and then I wrote a chapter about it.
Wow.
It was therapeutic, bro.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I would love to do
So
that.
good, bro.
Because I honestly, if I had the
Get
chance.
so many dynamics going on,
Yeah.
and like you figure out like at this time, and like we did it like by the book, like from start to finish, dude. And it was like at this point in our lives, like where were you? And like somebody over here is like being quiet, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And like, and that's the thing about having that many sisters is they'll
They'll go. Oh,
they'll go at each other, dude. Yeah.
Dude, I would love to do that because honestly, if I had the chance to, I would love to talk to my sister about that because of the, my family. We had the divorce
dynamic
thing.
with your mom and your dad and stuff, dude. Yeah,
probably because I know that. Do you know who David Goggins is?
Oh, that sounds so familiar.
He's this like
say
super
that.
athlete guy, and I have his book. I think it's called "Can't Hurt Me," but he's like he used to be a SEAL, and he's a black guy, one of like 30 ever black SEALs. Just savage. And one of the things he has is like, yeah, you can work out, but if you don't deal with what he calls like the mineral soil. So remember being a kid in dirt, you'd like dig until you found the clay.
Yeah.
So he's like, you can't burn that. That's fundamental, right? So he's like, you got to do that to yourself. So if you're not doing that, because he's all about fitness. So this was when I was really into fitness, and I fucking thought this did not apply to me. It turns out it did. If you can work out and work out and work out because it totally helps you mentally for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But if you don't dig deep into what it is that your issue is, because everybody's fucked up.
Yeah.
Everybody's fucked up.
Dude,
no matter how
one
perfect
thing,
you
dude,
seem,
the truth is way stranger than fiction.
everybody's
bro.
fucked up.
Shit's fucked
So
up out here.
if you don't deal
Everybody
with
has
that,
a weird story, bro.
yeah, and he was saying if you don't deal with that, even if you could do 1,000 push-ups, you're just a bigger, stronger quitter.
Yeah.
That's it. And long story short, I mean, yes, I had a baby in between things, and I moved, and my life changed. But I feel like I'm like, fuck, that's me, because I'm not in the place where I was a year and a half, 2 years ago, where I was like all about fitness and mental stability and just
Dude,
like,
fuck that, bro.
no, I need that. I strive off that.
I did it too, man. I did it whenever I first got to college. Like I was 8% body fat whenever I was in college.
See, I didn't measure myself. I didn't give a shit about that.
No,
For
I
me,
was fucking dude.
For me, it was just I was just challenged.
What's your highest squat max?
So no, see, I didn't do none of that.
Okay.
I didn't bro out with like specifics like that. For me, it was wake up at sunrise. You do 200.
I hit a workout.
No, you do a 5-minute plank, 200 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, 50 shoulders, 50 arms. Then you go run 3 miles. At that point, it's like 7 a.m. I just fucking killed it.
You sit an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Then I'm gonna work.
Yourself.
Then I'm gonna work. Lunchtime comes. It's Phoenix, Arizona. It's summer. It's 118. I'm running a mile. fucking let's go. And then after that, let's go hit the mountain. We're going to run the mountain 3 miles on the mountain. Like, I was burning like 1,200 calories a day. Just
Jesus, dude.
Just fucking getting jacked. Keep in mind, this is COVID. So everything I'm hearing is, you know, I have a heart issue with blood pressure. So I'm on blood pressure medication. And so everything that's happening with the, what's it called? Air quotes vaccines. I'm like, fuck that. I don't, nothing to do with it. So I keep hearing like work out and get sunlight. So that's what I'm doing. So that's kind of like how I dealt with COVID. But at any rate, it was the best year of my life. The year of 2020 was the best year of my life. I didn't make that much money.
That was when I wrote my book.
But I was so
whenever
happy.
I started all of this stuff, dude.
Dude, all I did was work out every day, and I was so fucking happy. And
so
I need to get back into it.
Were you working during COVID?
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, hold on. Can I stop? Let's go ahead and drop back a second. Because
Sure.
I do want to get back to that. But actually, let's stop the recording. All right, so I stopped that recording like super quick. But so what I want to talk to you about is like, so you're talking about like going through COVID and stuff, but what I want to drop back to is we never got you out of like high school.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to know, so you were talking about like your environmental major back in college, but so coming out of high school.
Yeah.
You played did you play hockey?
No, I'd never played hockey competitively. I played baseball, but we didn't even get it. It's insignificant. Yeah. So there's a chapter actually in between hockey and hockey. I'm an idiot. High school and college.
So when you left high school, did you decide you were going to go to college, or what did you do?
No, I went to the Navy.
Oh,
yeah, I was in the Navy. So my grandfather,
You're a seaman.
Yes, dirty seaman. So my grandfather on my mother's side was in the Army, and my grandfather on my father's side was in the Navy, and I graduated in 2006, which is not too long after 2001. So I'm like, I'm not going to go to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Plus, 2006, 17 years old. I graduated high school in 17. I was probably 5'7", 140 pounds.
Okay.
Just a little dude.
Yeah.
So not interested. So I go to the Navy. I do, I sign up for 4 years, end up doing about 2.
What did you want to do in the Navy?
I wanted to be SWCC, which is Special Warfare Combat Crewman, SWCC. And those, because I knew I couldn't be a SEAL, I was just too small. I couldn't do the physical thing, because I wanted to be Spec Ops. And so SWCC was the guys that would airdrop, skydive at night with the SEALs. They would go and basically drive the boats to take the SEALs to where they were going, hang out and guard it. Wait for them to come back and you
guys are the guys on the inflatable boats that fucking like take the people
river
out,
rats, so to speak. Yeah,
bro.
So
that's from what is that movie with
Apocalypse Now?
Maybe
River Rats was like because there's
no. I'm talking about that movie with Seth Rogen and
who? He's got a few.
Fuck, Seth Rogen. Oh, The Interview.
Oh, James Franco.
And James Franco.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, there's going to be these seals that are going to show up in this inflatable raft that are going to take us out. That would have been you.
That would have been me. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
But I didn't score high enough on the testing, but barely. Just barely missed it, but I didn't. So I ended up doing something called operational specialist. Okay. I basically track submarines manually.
That's dope.
Well, I did it
manually?
Yeah, I did it manually. It's like on a chart. So somebody would tell me on the radar where it was, and I would chart it manually on the chart. And we did that because...
Sounds harder.
Yeah, it is. Well, charting is really... I forgot how to do it. It's a little bit of math, like algebra. It's not hard.
Dude, it's literally like...
It's just coordinates.
Pythagorean theorem, right?
Yeah, it's triangles. Yes, it's triangles. So it's not hard. Anyway,
did I just get that right, dude?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, dude.
So you just triangulate your last position with your current position, and that's it.
Yeah.
Anyways, you use longitude, latitude, whatever. We did that in case we ever got hit with an AMP. We would know where we are.
So how far out you had to be from it?
Yeah. So, anyways, I did that. I got in trouble.
Were you on a submarine?
No, they tried to get me on a fucking submarine, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I've seen Red October. I'm not doing that shit.
I'll never do that.
No fucking way. So anyway, long story short, dude, I got in trouble. I got in trouble. Yeah, I drank on base. Come to find out, drinking on base and getting arrested by military police is far worse than getting a minor in consumption as a civilian.
How old were you when this happened?
18.
Oh,
But
no,
but I'm on base.
Right.
So I think they're going to be like, slap on the wrist.
Yeah, you're one of us now.
What's the big deal? Stop it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Knock
You're
it
an
off.
18-year-old.
No, they make me go fucking clean bathrooms for 2 months, and they take away my privileges to leave base.
That's way worse
So I'm like,
than
this
life.
fucking sucks, right? So I hate life.
I don't know, man. That doesn't sound that bad.
It doesn't sound that bad, but when you're cleaning other people's shit, it's pretty horrible.
Military guys that are only eating protein.
Yeah, protein diet. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, I did it too early. I should have waited till I was an adult, because right now you tell me to jump, I'd be like, yeah, no, how high, whatever. I don't care. I don't have that issue. But as a kid, they were trying to tell me what to do all the time, literally telling you when to shit.
Yeah.
It's just hard to
When
take.
to clean shit.
Hard to take those orders. So, long story short, I got kicked out.
Well, you're trying to figure out who you are, you know?
Yeah, I got kicked out a little, kind of, sort of. It didn't.
Did you get an honorable or?
No, I got other than honorable, which means it's not.
That's what my buddy got.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
Buddy Nick got an other than honorable.
I actually don't even have to say I've been in the military, like on a job interview. It doesn't show up. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is what it is. It's kind of a chapter in my life.
So it's like they're not going to say that you were dishonorably discharged, which would look bad on a job application.
Yeah.
But
because that was show like to me, dishonorable discharge is like treasonous.
Yeah,
you've done something that would hurt the country, right? Yeah. Where to me, I was just a kid getting drunk.
Yeah.
So it's like we're not going to fuck this kid's life. It's like let's just 86. It didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out. He was an 18-year-old kid. He just wasn't military.
Yeah. So after that, no, I just get drunk for a few years. Get sick of that. My sister.
Wait, so how many years? So
2.
You get out of high school. You go to Navy.
So graduate high school 2000. I graduate high school in May 2006. I turned 18 October 29th, 2006. I leave for boot camp October 30th, 2006. Day after.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then I come home like summer 2007.
You say come home from where?
The Navy. I'm done. I got kicked out already. Like a year and a half later.
Well, but from where?
Oh, yeah. So where did I go? So Navy boot camp is Great Lakes, Illinois.
Nice.
So up near Chicago. From there, I went to
Great Lakes. Like they're training the Navy,
in the
people that sail the seas on lakes.
We did nothing on the Great Lakes.
Really? What?
Never been on the Great Lakes. I was just in Great Lakes.
You were in the Navy.
Well, I take that back. So one of the times I got in trouble.
Were you on the lakes enough to say that you were on the lakes?
Yes.
Okay.
So one of the times I got in trouble, it's fucking like December or January.
You were on the lakes, but as a civilian.
No. I'm on the base. They're part of the base is on Lake Michigan, I think. Whatever the big one is. That
I'm just gonna listen to your story because I feel like I'm jumping in.
What's the lake that Chicago is on? Michigan. So I'm on Lake Michigan then. Great Lakes is the same lake because that lake's fucking huge. Anyways, one of the times when I got in trouble, I had to go down there to these boats, and I had to drain water out of these boats that we knew were sinking. And where they had me go was underneath the snow line, and I was wearing all these jackets, and I'm in a metal coffin underwater where there's ice.
Freezing.
It's fucking like 12 degrees. And I had to clean that shit with gloves when I couldn't use my hands because they were just frozen, just like solid, like can't move them. That was probably the worst thing ever. But anyways, long story short, it just didn't work out, man. Like I couldn't take the authority of like just tell me what to do all the time. Yeah. So it did not work out. So I come back home, and at this point I'm like 20, 21, and I'm just getting drunk all the time. So eventually I'm like, I need to go back to school. So I go back to school, and my sister tells me the best advice I've ever had in my life, which is go to school for something that you could talk about. Like, if you like to talk about it, that means you like to learn about it. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. Start thinking about all the things I liked in school: math, science, whatever, anything analytical, like you
It's
kind
so
of.
weird when you're young. What you think?
It's so hard to figure out what's going to work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, screw it. Let's do earth science because I like learning about the earth.
Uh-huh.
And earth science turns out to be a liberal arts major.
I
so
love earth science. Dude.
it's just like a total.
You're literally like learning like how rivers flow.
Yeah, it's
like,
cool.
How the mountains came up.
I did everything from oceanography, meteorology, which is weather. We did a little bit of solar system stuff, basics, whatever. But I dug deep into chemistry and biology, and it was fun. Really fun.
Yeah. Science is fun.
It's good shit. Yeah, learn about
Science is fun, guys. Get in there.
And then from there, I got the job, and then that's kind of brings me to Arizona, and I'm working at this job. Now, this is when I...
Wait, so how did you end up in...
I'm still in Arizona this whole time.
Okay.
Yeah. So at this point, Tracy. Where's Tracy coming to play? My sweetheart. So
It's okay.
I meet Tracy. I remember the time I first saw her. Can I tell you that?
Yeah,
In
dude.
detail.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would love for you to.
So I'm living at this apartment complex, and my buddy Chris lives on the exact opposite side.
And you are in school now?
No, at this point, this is like a couple of years ago.
After you were out of
Yeah.
school.
So I'm done with school, done with Navy,
You graduated?
graduated college, and I have this job at this
Yeah, because
current company.
you're older than me. So
Yeah.
it's like... I'm trying
Yeah.
to-
So I'm going fast. I'm sorry.
yeah. So
After-
you're blowing past me.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So after college, which was after the Navy.
Yeah.
which
So
the Navy was nothing but just me getting in trouble. So that's
How
why I
long
kinda
were you
glossed
in the
over it.
Navy?
I was in the Navy for a year and a half, 2 years.
Okay.
But I was just getting in trouble. It was nothing positive out of that.
Well, I mean, that's how I would be if I joined any branch of the military.
Yeah, you're just drinking
Yeah.
constantly.
Because they want you to fucking drink.
Yeah, that's what it's.
Everybody in the Navy, they just don't get in trouble
It's
for
the
it.
culture.
Yeah, and you're the one that got in trouble for it.
Because I was underage.
Yeah.
They
But
don't fuck
how
around
many underages?
Dude, it happens all the time.
All the fucking time.
They just were pissed because I was doing it on base.
So, you were in the Navy
Tracking
for
submarines.
about a year and a half.
Yeah. And then
2 years?
And then I got technically arrested by military police twice for being drunk on base
Is this on your record?
at the club. God forbid.
Is this on your, like, civilian record?
No, it's my military record, which
Yeah.
is... Come to find out, military record is military record. It's like your record at school. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even follow you.
It's not your permanent
No,
record.
it's
like
the
they talk
fucking
about.
stupid thing. So they like it pisses me off when I think about it actually because it's like they were trying to scare you the whole time.
Like, oh, you'll get kicked out of the military. And you're
I'm
like,
never
I
gonna
don't give a
drop.
fuck. I'm a real person.
Yeah.
I live in society.
I'll fucking figure it out.
motherfucker.
And
yeah.
yeah, the people who are like fuck you, they're like all right, get out because they know that they're not going to get to you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sorry I glossed over it, but it was just a negative time, and I just hated it, and it didn't work out. So
Yeah.
anyways, after that, I did the college thing, right? And I spent some time in college, kind of figure out that I like science and being a little analytical about anything from how I'm feeling to data to politics to everything. I'm just kind of like, how does this work right now versus in the future
Yeah.
versus the unknown, whatever. So that's kind of where my mind's at, where I'm doing this college thing. And then I get the job, and I'm doing waste hauling sales that has nothing to do with anything that I've done in the past, whether it be the Navy or
Yeah.
my science stuff. So I'm doing
You
just
said
sales.
waste hauling?
Yeah, I work for a waste hauler company.
So this is like a, what do they
They
call
haul
it?
trash.
Yeah. So waste management, I think, is in Arkansas.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. Is that
That's a
waste
bi- that's a
management?
big
Yeah.
company.
Okay. Is it different here?
Yes.
Yeah. What is it here?
There's a lot of companies here.
Waste management is the only one I've ever known.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes my heart
Well, I'm from
warm.
Arkansas.
I work for them.
Oh, really? Okay. No, hey! I was thinking that earlier. I was like, this motherfucker's going to talk about his company.
Fine, fuck it.
some point.
I work for the green
Okay.
truck people.
Dude, no wonder you get some mad people.
Yeah, because they're assholes. I'm sorry. I love my customers. They're very nice. Anyways,
No, so your company actually is good.
yeah, dude,
So,
they're great.
dude, so I grew up on a farm in Arkansas, and we had to dump our, so we had so much, waste, I guess we'll call it.
How,
Fucking
is it house waste or is it agriculture waste?
both. So we would have, our house waste, then we'd also have, bags of mulch and, shit like
That's
that.
probably
that we had to
composted
get
most of it, though, I'd imagine.
most of it. But like, so when you drive it up to the fence post to drop it off for waste management, we would miss it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And so we'd have to drive it. It's not far from the house. But so we'd have to drive it to waste management. And they were always cool, man. I've never had a bad experience with waste management. WM.
They're cool.
Dude, I feel like I'm like super drunk. I feel like I'm like...
I know. I feel like it hit me hard all of a sudden. Dude. It's okay. I'm right there with you. I think it's this.
Waste management in Arkansas.
WM.
So it's a yellow W and a green M?
Yeah, they're an environmental services company.
I think they're actually... Dude, so I've been... Like, Kristen has, like, totally changed my mind on, like, anything that is environmental nowadays, dude.
So if you want to get down on the environmental shit...
Is waste management okay?
They're awesome.
Are they?
Yeah. But that's why they're big, you know? I mean, the Phoenix Open.
That kind of fucked me up, dude, because I was kind of worried about that.
Yeah.
Like, growing up, you know?
No, they're big. They do... They go above and beyond what they need to in terms of like the job, right? Yeah. And they're always thinking about how we can be better, you know, tomorrow. And I think they truly do care about being like a leader in the industry.
Yeah,
they're good about that.
They're a big company.
Yeah, they're a huge company. I just typically don't like the line of work that I'm in because it's just negativity.
Well, you're in a different...
And it's reactive. I like to be proactive. So that's just a personal trait of mine. But it's a great company. I love them. But what were we talking about right before that? Shiitake. Oh, I was talking about my past stuff because I kind of glossed over it for you.
So I think we're actually where you're
caught up. Yeah, so I meet Tracy in Arizona. So anyway, I have a friend named Chris.
Oh, you took it way back.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so we're going to a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So shout out to Chris and Keith and Michael. What's up, boys?
Wait, who did I meet? So
that's you met Chris and Michael.
So when I met you, bro.
Yeah, let's jump to that. Actually,
that is what drove me crazy. Whenever I was talking to my mom last night, and she said your name was Justin. And I was like, dude, when I first met you, when I first officially met you, and I actually sat down and talked to you, you were having a barbecue over here in the apartment complex.
Yes.
And may I say that we were drunk as hell.
Yeah, we've been drinking.
And also we were taking some mushrooms.
Yeah, I gave you probably, half a gram?
About a half a gram of mushrooms. And, I mean, that's nothing. You know,
it depends, I suppose.
It depends.
Typically, it's nothing.
Those were pretty good. But
those ones hit like a freight train.
So whenever I was talking to you guys, I kept calling you Jayson, and then who is the older of your friends that was there?
Chris.
He kept saying it was Justin, or maybe I have that flipped.
No. I think you're just. I think the mushrooms got you on that one.
Yeah. I had it fucked up somehow.
Because I don't think anybody calls me Justin. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then I had it down. I was like, this is fucking Jayson.
Yeah.
And then I talked to my mom last night, and she was like, isn't his name Justin? And I was like, fucking what, dude?
Bitch, it might be.
The whole time, dude? It really fucked me up.
No, I don't know. Cool. She ended up being incorrect. My name is definitely Jayson.
Okay, yeah. Jayson with a Y, though.
With a Y.
That's dope.
That's probably one of the reasons why I also snuck a Y in Ramsey's name.
R-A-M-S-C-Y?
No, he's spelled R-A-M-S-A-Y.
Dope, dude.
So it's spelled Ramsey, but it's pronounced Ramsey.
Dude.
But it's Ramsey. We call him Ram.
I bet he comes out and he's like, Ramsey.
You can call me Ramsey.
Hell, dude.
I don't care. Whatever. It's cool.
It's fucking dope.
Yeah, I like it.
It is, yeah.
He's a good kid. He's getting big quick, man.
Yeah. I mean, 6 weeks, dude?
Yeah, 6 weeks will go by quick.
Dude, so anytime you want to come over, like, so how often are you alone, like, sitting alone with him?
Just with him?
Yeah.
Rarely. Because usually, well, that's going to change soon because, Tracy's going to go back to work soon. So right now she's she's home a lot because she's taking care of the babies because she only had them 6 weeks ago. You know,
Yeah.
she's going back to work. I think
6 weeks
starting
is
next
short as
week.
fuck, yeah.
I think she's going back to work next week. So
Well, dude, anytime you want to come over, like, I have a fucking baby, dude.
yeah, we
like,
socialize baby social.
I literally sit here, like, Monday and Tuesdays is me and the baby chilling.
Dope.
Yeah. The whole day.
Let's do some baby stuff.
Yeah. We'll do some baby stuff. It's
Yeah.
so weird because, like, dude, so once you become a dad...
Isn't it cool being a dad, though?
It is dope.
It is cool,
Yeah.
man.
But, dude, it's only dope between you and her, bro. Or you and him,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
your
yeah.
case. But, like, dude, when I look at that girl's face, and I'm like, yeah, and she looks at me, she doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but she hits me with a, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, dude.
I want
Or-
to teach him how to sew.
Bro.
So bad.
I just got the high five down.
Oh, nice.
When she hits me with that high five, it fucking lights me up, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. It's so much fun.
My baby will just stare at me when I feed him. And I'm like, what are you looking at? You know? You're
Dude,
looking at daddy.
Imagine
It's like saying that shit.
Yes, dude. Now imagine, so you're 6 weeks in?
Yeah.
When you start feeding him actual food and you're starting to figure out what he likes, bro.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
So is there a food that you don't like? You personally.
The only thing I'm picky on, I'm pretty non-picky eater, but I'll admit I'm very American when it comes to fruit. Like, it needs to be flawless and beautiful and no blemishes. Otherwise, I'm not touching it. Yeah, I'm very American when it comes to fruit.
We literally buy our fruit from Imperfect Foods.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, why not?
It's cheap, and I'm not scared of no fruit.
No, see, I'm not scared
I
of
ate
it.
some grapes earlier that I thought were questionable.
Yeah, I can't do that. When it comes to fruit, if it's kind of questionable to me, I'm like, that was a booger. Yeah, I'm like, I just can't do that.
What?
Yeah, it's not my style. That's the only thing I'm picky about. Otherwise, I'll eat anything.
So you'll eat broccoli,
Yes.
onions.
Oh, fuck me. I love some onions.
Can you? If I gave you an onion right now,
I'd probably do it just to prove you wrong, but it's not, I don't think I'd like it.
I know. So I had a sister that would eat it like an onion, like an apple, just to prove me wrong. But I know there's not a single sane person
That will enjoy it. Correct.
enjoy it. Just eating a whole fucking.
No, I couldn't
onion
eat a
like an
raw
apple.
onion. No, I don't think
it's gross, bro.
Yeah, I don't like raw onions unless it's like maybe a cheeseburger. Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, I can't. No, I can't do raw onions at
Yeah.
all, bro. It's not okay. They're gross.
I like all vegetables. Yeah, I'm just not picky.
Damn it! I really thought you were gonna.
Yeah.
So wait.
I'll eat lima beans. I like peas, broccoli, Brussels sprouts.
So whenever one of my drunkest times that I remember, I ate a whole can of black-eyed peas.
That's disgusting.
Said the guy that has no aversion to anything. What?
Beans out of a can? What are you,
Literally.
a fucking barbarian?
Yeah, I was drunk as hell in the middle of a house that had nothing in it.
I once ate pepperonis when I was drunk.
Pepperoni.
Yeah, it's a dog treat.
Oh, nice. Oh, I know what you're talking about, dude. Yeah.
Honestly, not bad. It's the texture that gets you.
Yeah, they're really chewy, probably.
It actually turns into like a very mealy, disgusting slurp in your mouth. It just kind of breaks down. I thought it was gonna be like you know that fake pinch,
Yes, dude.
the jerky pinch.
That shit, it holds together, though.
I thought it was gonna be like that,
Really?
and so I pinched it. You know, after eating,
Uh-huh.
it was disgusting.
Dude, that shit's good as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
So wait, did you smoke before? Cigarettes?
What do you mean?
Have you ever smoked cigarettes?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this is a conversation to start after the break.
No, I've had cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hold on. We're gonna fucking. So I feel like this is a whole different conversation.
A whole
that I'm
nother
about to
turn.
start. I'm about to rock you as soon as we come back from this break, bro. Yeah, I gotta pee though.
Yeah,
So,
I think I do as well.
This is really my fault.
That's
okay. And oh no,
I don't hear it. You turned it down too low.
Balls from behind.
Yes, Eric.
When you're trying to have intercourse with a lady friend and some other guy comes up and tickles your balls from behind.
Oh.
All right, so Jason, when was the first time you smoked a cigarette?
Whoa, man. First time I smoked a cigarette, I was probably, I want to say 13.
Yeah.
I think it's...
I was probably 14 maybe, dude.
Yeah, it's probably normal for most kids.
Yeah. Our age.
Where'd you get it from? Did you steal it from somebody?
No, I was put into a house with a roller. And they had their own tobacco.
Okay.
And I rolled them all night. I remember the day I got fucking addicted to cigarettes.
Oh, shit.
I was just sitting
throw
in the
up?
house. No, actually, oddly enough. No, I was just sitting there rolling my own cigarettes for like I'd say like 24, 48 hours. Like just in
Straight?
this house,
Just
fucking
rolling cigarettes?
chilling.
Whoa.
Chilling. Yeah, I was with my
How many
sister.
cigarettes did you make?
I probably smoked like about a pack, like about a 20 pack.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
For a kid, how old were you at the time?
14.
Yeah, it's young. That's, yeah.
So like we're chilling, like we're at this person's house. It was me and my older sister Brittany, and we're at her friend's house, and they have this rolling machine. Like they have, so it's like a box, right? Mm-hmm. And you load the tobacco in, and then you put the filter on the other side, and then like it slides it through or whatever the fuck. And like you would just fucking do that all night, and they had like a pound of tobacco. You would just fucking like throw it in there. It's not good. Cigarettes are not good at all.
One of those, right?
No, it was like a full box, dude.
Was it like the roller, or did you roll it?
No, it was like you had a lever.
Oh, it was like a mechanical thing.
A mechanical thing. Like a big, it was fucking big business, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, cigarettes will kill you.
They'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, they sure will.
They'll kill you right now, dude.
Caught me off guard there. Yeah, I know it's funny because like I remember I was thinking about. I don't know how I feel about this still. Actually, now that I think about it, the whole thing about like comparing tobacco to vapes as you pull that out and suck on that battery of yours, which I'd love a hit of, by the way, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes.
Thank you. It's good stuff.
It's horrible.
How many people have died from these vapes? Like 12?
Over the last like. How long have these been out?
Coming up on 10 years, probably.
Yeah, 10 years, yeah.
I think something like maybe 30. I don't know. There's probably tens of people that have died.
Yeah.
And the argument is always like, oh, you don't know in 30 years.
Yeah.
It's like, that's true. We don't.
Yeah, but I'm also going to be 30 years older.
But I feel like, in the first 10 years of tobacco, I don't know. 'Cause tobacco goes back far.
I know. It goes back really far, dude.
Long story short, I think that
I think
way more people die of tobacco than vapes.
Yeah, I don't know the science, but I think that these are better, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know anything about them. I used to, so whenever I first started,
taste delicious.
Yeah. So whenever I first started, I actually did a paper based on fuck, hold on. Dude, I'm so drunk right now, dude. Fuck, man. But so I wrote a paper based on
something. Based on something.
No, so it was cigarettes versus e-cigarettes at the time. So whenever you're hitting these, which it was totally different back in the day, back whenever I wrote this paper,
the popcorn lung.
Yeah. So they were talking about popcorn lung and stuff like that. But so there's carcinogens in tobacco that you're smoking. And so a lot of those carcinogens are added into the cigarettes that you're smoking.
Oh, yeah.
And so whenever you're smoking the the vape liquids and stuff like that, they're taken, or so they just don't add as much into it.
They fuck with that mixture to make it more addictive. And the controversial thing, the reason why tobacco companies are fucked with advertising now is because they got caught hiring doctors and scientists to lie about it.
Yeah, to tell them that it was okay.
Now it's like you lost your advertisement privileges, because if you think about it, you don't see them anymore.
Yeah,
for cigarettes at all.
Not at all.
You see
because they're fucking awful.
You see anti-smoking ads. Yeah, no smoking.
But dude, nothing fucking gets you like a fucking cigarette, dude.
Man, sometimes a cigarette's really good.
Sometimes I miss a cigarette.
Yeah, dude. That's true.
Yeah, they really will get you, dude.
What's the one thing that you crutched on, but you had to move on because you knew it wasn't good for you? Would it be cigarettes?
It would be. Yeah, 100%, dude. Yeah, because I haven't moved on from alcohol for sure.
Me neither. Or pot. I love pots.
I like smoking pots.
Man, dude. I think if I had to choose, one, it'd probably be exercise. But it's a weird catch-22 because it's like it was so good for me mentally, but at the same time, it's such a time consumer.
Wait, are you saying that exercise is not good for you?
No, I think you can take it. I think you can take it too far for sure. Because
I don't think so, dude.
I think you can't, because I think sometimes, if you become obsessed with it,
and that's all you,
then you're in a calorie deficit, right? You're just obsessed with losing weight. Then you're in a dangerous spot. You
but if you're calorie deficit depends on your input as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people are obsessed with just losing more weight because they have like this body dysmorphia thing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And sometimes you throw in booze too, where most of your calories come from booze. And
which is not something.
I did that for a little bit. Yeah, that's not good either, because it's just the wrong calories. You know, it's empty calories. You know, but I think in a weird way, exercise is such a good thing to do, but you got to be careful with it, because you could be obsessed with it in a bad way for sure.
Yeah.
I have a question. What's your dream job? Like, if you could do anything and support yourself through it,
it'd be this, man.
You'd be podcasting?
Yeah, I would, dude. Just because I fucking, dude, like, I love doing this.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Like, I have so much.
It's pretty fun. Yeah, just talking to people and having fun. Yeah.
Like, literally, this is what I do for a job right now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so I feel like I have literally, like, my whole life has kind of built to this.
It's almost like I need to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's where I'm at right now. Is like, dude, like, I could do this all day, and I continue to do this all day, every day at work. Like, I make these conversations with, like, goofy people.
Yeah.
All day, every day at the bar. But, like, I make a lot of money fucking doing it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, doing this with, like, you and fucking, like, all these cool people that I've talked to, and also, like, I'm drunk, so I'm, like, kind of stumbling a little bit over my words at this point. This might be the drunkest I've been on a podcast, actually.
Well, cheers to that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy to be a part of that one.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you. Am I doing good? It's my first official one. Am I doing all right?
Dude, so can we drop back and can I ask you about, like, so you talked about you were trying to start a podcast.
That's true.
Right?
Okay, so
I need to hear about this.
I've kind of done.
I have notes.
Yeah, I kind of have done a little bit of this before. So
yeah. We've also done the online, like, interface kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
With your work and stuff.
Right? Yeah. I mean, basically, I was meeting up with a kid that I had gone to high school with after high school, and we were going to do a little podcast, and we didn't really know what we wanted to talk about or what we were going to do, but we had the same interest with basically sports. And at the time, he was super interested in my tattoos. Not my tattoos, just tattoos, and I had some. I have a whole bunch, rather.
You do have a lot.
Yeah, so he was, we could talk about this, we could talk about that. So we did, like, I want to say 5 or 6 prototype episodes. And we did one during a UFC fight and everything, but we recorded the audio of the fight while we were doing this.
Dope,
so,
dude.
No, it was horrible. It did not work.
What?
Yeah, because you just hear a shitty version of the fight in the background over us talking. It just didn't work. So, yeah. But I did, a handful of prototype just to see if we could riff on one another and if it was good, because we were going to do, like, a partnership show, 2 people.
Dude.
And
if I will make any note to anybody trying to start a podcast, do it your fucking self, bro.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. For me, I don't.
There's not a single person that I have tried to do a podcast
that
with
it worked out with.
That it has worked out with.
Is it like a scheduling thing that always comes down to, or just like difference in what you want to talk about?
It's that and everything else. Nobody wants to do it.
It's harder.
If you want to do it,
You'll just do it.
you'll do it. I want to do it. And I want to do it so bad that I want other people to fucking do it.
Do you ever have episodes where you just talk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All the fucking time. I feel like that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, like by yourself without a guest.
Yeah, there's been a couple.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love those.
Man, you know what? I think I should look into that because I could do it with just Tracy.
Yeah, dude,
just talk
like
about
literally,
raising
like
kids.
I feel like I could do this with anybody.
Yeah.
It's easier with another person. I think so. My first 4 were by myself.
No shit.
They have some of my higher views, and they're fucking fantastic, dude.
You just talking about whatever's on your mind.
So it was me telling the people what the podcast was going to be about. And then so every once in a while, I'll do my Austin's updates, which is just me telling, like,
What's going on?
what the fuck is going on with the podcast. Because I like to be, like, super transparent with the podcast. Because, I mean, I can't do this podcast without the people fucking listening to it. So I'm like, and, like, even during, like, I'm talking about it right now, dude. Like, I fucking love everybody that has fucking listened to me. And, like, dude, you're a guy, like, I fucking met you, like, less than a year ago.
Yeah.
Through Kristen, somehow. Like, she met you and met your dog first. And then she was like, dude, there's this fucking cool dude out here. Then I was
I
like...
don't remember that.
So, Kristen talked about you first. And was like, dude, there's this fucking dude. And I was like, is he... And she told me about your fucking... About your car. And
The
I was
loud
like,
guy that's waking you up.
I fucking love it. No. I literally can see it. Look at your...
Yeah, I know.
look
It's
at your
right
thing.
there. It's right there.
No. I drove a Pontiac Grand Prix.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For about 5 years.
I almost bought a Grand Prix.
Bro, I drove a Grand Prix, a silver Grand Prix, for about 3 or 4 years.
V8s are nice, dude.
Mine was a V6.
What?
Actually. Yeah.
Why did you buy a V6 Grand Prix? Let me ask you that.
$1,500. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, how much was the V8?
I don't know.
I bet you it was only 2. Maybe 25.
God damn it, bro.
Dude, the thing about a
I
V8
bought it through my grandma who gave me the loan for it. It was was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
God damn it. That's the story of my life. You know my my Challenger?
You ever owned a V8? No. Don't give me those eyes. That's not my fault.
I know, but you struck a chord,
Bro, you need to get one.
I drove a Challenger for about 3 years.
It's so nice.
Guess what? V6.
Oh, man.
V6 Challenger.
This is my first V8. I had a V6 Mustang for like 5 years, and
yeah, dude. But my
cool car,
fucking dude, my V6 Challenger hit 160, bro.
This thing hits 200. Easy,
dude. But a V6 Challenger.
However, my car is basically a Mopar. It's a 4-speed.
Dude, you're fucking little. What is it? It's a Pontiac. What? GTO. That is the epitome of Mopar.
Yeah, the funny thing is Mopar is technically Dodge, like Hemis.
Yeah.
And then this is a Pontiac, which is owned by Chevy.
Which is Pontiac?
Well, GM.
I want to say Pontiac was before GM, right?
I don't know. I think GM might have always owned
Might
Pontiac.
have been the same.
Do you know about this car?
I know a little bit about that car.
So,
yeah.
The 2004, 2005, 2006 Pontiac GTOs.
I know Pontiac went out in about
2008.
20. Yeah, okay.
So
I was going to say 11.
These cars are based on what they called Holden Monaro, and it was an Australian car. Now, GM owned Holden. So these cars are selling like hotcakes in Australia. So they bring it over here, but they were V6s over there. Same body style.
Yeah.
But they bring it over here and they put a V8 in it. 5.7 liter V8. Biggest V8 they put in production car at the time.
5.7.
5.7.
Dude, that's huge.
Yeah, it's what they have in Tundras.
I'm trying to buy buses now, and like a 5.7 is
big engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a little car that weighs like
I have an
3,000 pounds.
8.3 in the one I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, that's big. That's a big engine.
Stupid
so
big.
they put that in there and called it a GTO.
Yeah.
Pontiac GTO, and they tried to revive the GTO because they haven't made a GTO since like the 60s or something like that. So anyway, didn't work out. Pontiac goes under. Long story short, it doesn't work. But it's the first what they called it's a domestic import because it was imported.
It's the same company.
Well, they were all built and imported from Australia, but it was always owned by GM. So it's a weird import domestic type of car.
So
with that being said,
the company, but they're importing the parts from another.
Yeah,
place.
but with that being said, the designs are all Australian, so it is a little bit weird. For example, my car does not have a cabin filter. I don't have one. You can't change it because there isn't one.
The one under the
for like the AC and shit.
Wow.
I don't have a cabin filter. There's just like a grate that keeps the leaves out. Just a weird Australian car. Yeah.
Huh. I mean, do they just not run into that problem?
No, I think that they
just don't care.
Well, honestly,
Australians don't give a fuck.
They're Australian. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Fuck them, dude.
Muscle cars are cool though, dude. I think so. Next year, it's 2004. She's got 63,000 miles on it. Next year, I'm gonna build the engine again, make it all beefy. She's only got 285 at the wheels right now. But I'm looking to make this thing over 400 horsepower at the wheels.
So wait, how many miles do you have on it?
63,000.
63?
Yeah.
On a what?
2004. She's 18 years old and I only have 63,000 miles.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. That's why I bought it.
How? What did you buy it at?
14. I bought it for the engine, in all honesty.
Dude, yeah.
It's a LS1 with 63,000 miles on it. Actually, at the time,
how many miles on
at the
it?
time I had 48.
4,800?
48,000.
And you're at 63.
Yeah, because I drove it here from Phoenix.
3 years ago?
A couple of years ago, a year ago. But I drove it. I owned the car in Phoenix for like a year and a half before I drove it here. Yeah, the car's been babied.
You have, dude. I was about to say you have absolutely babied this car.
Yeah, and I rebuilt the rear diff to a higher gear ratio, which gives me more torque. I did that. That was the first thing I did. Yeah, so now I'm going to drop a cam. I don't know if you know about cars, but I'm going to drop a cam in it, wicked cam. That's going to make...
This is your buddy from Arizona.
Yeah, my friend Chris is my mechanic, yeah. So we're going to do a wicked cam. We're going to do push rod springs. We're going to do fuel injectors. All the stuff. Intake manifold.
So what have
heads.
you done to this car so far?
So what have I done so far? So I did... First and foremost, I redid my spark plugs because they were the original ones from 2004. So I upped those. I got like 15
and you
horsepower.
bought it in what, like 2015?
I bought this in 2020.
Fuck.
Yeah, I've only had it for 2 years.
Wow.
So the first thing I did was spark
You bought
plugs.
a 2004 with how many miles on it?
At the time, I had like 48, 50, something like that, 50,000 miles.
Where was it sitting?
In Phoenix.
In a fucking garage? Like what?
Yeah, so the person who had it before me was a rich guy, and it was his fun car.
I mean, Pontiac went under in
2008.
Yeah.
So, no, I'll be honest, he chewed up my rear diff because when I bought it, it wouldn't... they have a posi in the back. You know what a posi are? Posi track?
Posi track, yeah.
Yeah, so it has a... They're not really posis, though. They just have like a... It's just a rear diff with a...
and that's just something to do with the...
It has a clutch in the back.
Yeah.
In the rear diff. So, but it's not necessarily posi. It's like a makeshift
the bearings back there.
Anyways, he fucking blew it. So anytime I was driving it, it would be like... making this crazy noise.
Yeah.
So I rebuilt it. And I upped the gear ratio.
Talking about Grand Puris, dude.
$1,700 to rebuild that.
What?
So I did that. And then from there, I did redid my spark plugs. And then from there, I did intake, heads, catalytic converters, and exhaust. And that cost me like $3,000. And that's what we have now, which is like it's kind of loud.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. But next year, like I said, I'm going to do the camshaft and all the airflow and just make this thing
you always apologize for how loud your car is. I love it, dude.
It's a sweet sound, though.
Yeah, dude. So there's somebody out here in our parking lot that has an Infinity.
Yeah, the Infinity down the road over here.
Sounds like shit.
It sounds okay, but
he sounds like shit. What an Infinity should sound like.
The reason why it's because he only has exhaust.
Yeah, he literally cut his exhaust or something, dude.
He needs intake and he needs headers.
Yeah, his engine is not pushing what it sounds like coming out of this fucking thing.
Which is why I did all of mine at one. I refused to make it sound beefy if it had no balls.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Dude, I drove a 4Runner like right before here, and I sold it to get the bus that I'm fucking working on right now. But dude, I literally pulled out of the parking lot with this guy, and like I'm not trying to race a motherfucker in a 4Runner, dude. And I fucking like hit the gas, and his shit went wah wah wah. He went through like 3 gears, and we're not even over the hill. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, what? That sounds awful, bro.
Dude, I'm going to have to take you out in the GTO, in the GOAT.
Yes, dude.
When we're not drinking, well, I'll take you out.
Yeah. So we're going right now because we haven't been drinking at all.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's fun, dude, because she's loud, and that 4-speed, dude, screams. I hit 80. When I shift out of first gear into second, I'm going 80 miles an hour.
Into second gear?
Yeah, but it's because it's 4-speed, so they're tall gears. You know what tall gears are?
Yeah.
Long.
Yeah. So it's basically like if you're hitting like a regular... Well, so what I've been looking at a lot is the bus gears. But whenever I was driving my Mini Cooper...
Well, put it this way.
So when I drove my Mini Cooper, you were shifting at 35. No, if you're racing, you're like 3,500 RPMs.
Yeah.
And that's on a tiny...
Small shift box.
Box.
For me, I'm shifting at like 6,500.
Fuck that, dude. What?
So instead of like a modern car with like 6 or 8 gears, it's like, wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
Where for me, I'm going, what? Yeah, just scream it. Scream. For me, it's fucking fun. It's not that fast. It really isn't.
And honestly, if you look at it, it's not, because you have that whole build up to
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If I do all this work I want to do, upgrade my stuff, I'm talking transmission, drive shaft, all the airflow stuff, whatever. At that point, I'm only at like 425 at the wheels. Then I can turbo the car. That's where the 4-speed shines. Is that the baby?
Are you going to turbo it?
Yeah, I could. I could bump that thing to 800 horsepower, man.
What are you at right now?
285.
800?
285. But I could get it to 800.
With a turbo?
With a turbo. If I do all the air work and get it to 4 something and then throw a turbo and tune it, I could easily get that to over 600 horsepower.
You can fit a turbo under that hood.
Oh, easy. Easy.
Really?
I could put 2 turbos in there.
Really?
Easy.
There's the body in there?
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of space in there.
What, dude? I don't know, bro.
Dude, people twin turbo GTOs all the time. Or I can just put a fucking huge one in there.
What, dude?
Yeah. I'm willing to cut into my hood to have stuff popping out.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
I would do it too, yeah.
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Did you hear a baby?
I did. I hope we're not being too loud.
I don't even hear one.
No, she stopped.
Did she?
Yeah. It was like 8 seconds ago, maybe 12.
Are you being... Am I like callous to it, or are you just being like...
No, I heard it.
6 weeks out, bro.
No, I heard it.
Oh, no. There she comes. No, we're good.
I think we're good. But yeah, cars. They're amazing.
But cars, they're dope. Yeah.
I'll have to take you out. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I do need to see that one. You sound like an OC, dude.
I sound like OC?
OC, the baby?
The movie?
OC? A little girl?
Oh!
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about like OC. Like the TV show.
No, OC, she does all these little noises. She's like... She's a little fucking growler, bro.
No kidding.
Yeah, she's cool as fuck.
What kind of personality traits has she picked up that you noticed?
I think she's gonna be a lot like her mom. Mom is like real big into Halloween.
Oh yeah, us too.
She likes to growl. Yeah. She likes to fuck with you, and she's just funny, dude. Like, dude, I don't even know yet. Honestly, is the thing about it.
That's cool. Yeah, because it's so soon.
I'm so like new to it, dude. And I don't know her, and she doesn't know me. But like, she fucking loves the shit out of me, dude.
Yeah.
Like, she literally like
Does she
looks
stare
at me,
at you?
and dude,
Ram stares at me, and I'm like,
bro,
what are
it's
you
like
looking
they'll
at?
hit you with these little looks, and it's like,
I like the smiles, the little tiny smiles that they give.
dude, when they're young like that, like you're talking like 6 weeks,
Yeah.
they don't even know what they mean, bro.
They're just-
but they know that they saw you, and they're like,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything to them. They don't know anything about it, but something in their subconscious is like, I love this person.
Yeah, this
dude.
person's cool. It's funny, dude. You know what? It's funny because I could tell after like a month, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, your mom and your dad." Maybe he doesn't know the difference between the two, but he can tell like, "Yeah, you guys feed me, so you're cool."
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Oh yeah, these guys are cool.
yeah. But he doesn't know the difference between a bottle and a
No.
Yeah,
Whereas Philip, now that he's 2, it took him probably, I'd say a solid 6 to 7, maybe even 8 months to warm up to me.
yeah.
And now he's like,
Wait, how soon did you get into Philip's life, though?
so I met, whenever you said, so I was friends with Chris. Chris was next door neighbors to Tracy. Tracy was with her guy, who was Philip's dad.
Yeah,
And that was on the rocks. I actually had nothing to do with them breaking up.
yeah,
They broke up. I ended up getting with her. And so he was probably like around a year. But then she moved back to Texas. And we did a long distance thing for a little bit.
Oh,
And at the end of my lease over there, I decided to come here. So I've been in his life since September for
so
a year.
you chased her over here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've been in his life consistently for a year now.
yeah.
So because I actually moved here September 10th.
Wait.
last
So
year.
let's just go back. So you got out of the military.
Yeah.
In the Navy.
Yeah, I was. And then I went to college, right?
Yeah.
Not like 2 years later.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm like, by the time I graduate college, I'm like 28.
Yeah.
28.
Graduating college.
Yeah, because I didn't go back to college. I was like 23 or something
Yeah.
like that. So by the time I graduate, I'm 28. And then I get this job at this waste hauler. And that's when I started moving up the ladder with different roles there, which are insignificant, not really worth mentioning. But I just kind of did a bunch of different jobs until I got to the one where I'm at now, which is the sales.
In the waste management.
Yeah,
Right.
all within waste management. Doing different types of jobs with working with customers.
Right.
Until I get to the point where I'm at now, which is dealing with the angry people,
Yeah.
the angry folk.
So wait, what were you doing before that?
So I always did retail before that.
So you were a seller rather than retention.
Yeah, I always did. Yeah, exactly. Which is why I like to talk to people and do sales because
Yeah.
it comes naturally. Because I always did retail with.
So you're doing retention now?
Yeah,
Why?
just because it's what I've had for a few years, and the money
But
this year is
they-
not so great, just because of the economy.
But so I could see you doing way better as a seller rather than retention.
Yeah, so that's
But
something
also, I think,
I keep in mind all the time. Actually, I think about that all the time
yeah,
because that's something I enjoy more when I'm spending time talking to people, talking about sales, doing my thing.
you're doing the same thing in retention, but you're dealing with people that don't want to do it.
Exactly. Whereas in sales, you're talking to people who want to talk to you.
Yeah,
So it's just a
they
different.
send people your way.
Yeah. It's
You're like, yeah, let's fucking do this.
do
Let's
this.
get it done right now, dude. Let's fucking go.
And the whole thing is about making them feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's all it is.
'Cause-
Because they want to buy it.
There's a saying that people buy from people they like.
Uh-huh.
Not true. People buy from people they trust.
Yeah.
And I found out the hard way because I'd have these great conversations with people. And then at the end of the day, I'm going with this guy.
Yeah.
Well, shit, why? We had a great talk. Yeah, we had a great talk, but That's all we had was great talk.
Yeah.
You know, so
I don't think you know enough about the business. Yeah.
You didn't hit the key points. So yeah, they need to like you. Obviously, they have to like you before they trust you.
Yeah.
But liking is not the goal. They need to trust you.
Yeah.
And that is talking.
You need
you can't be pushy. You know, everything is about, do you feel comfortable about what I've said? Blah 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 blah. So it's like I was saying, it's interesting because it's a psychological thing, big time. More so than you'd think.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
What else have we not touched on? We
I
hit
don't
sports,
know
we
at this
hit
point.
we hit my life.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, like you have fucking like honestly, you've been fucking really good so far.
Well,
I feel like I keep like leading off of my mic the whole time.
Yeah,
but also
leading it away.
Yeah. So like I've been pretty drunk this whole time.
Yeah, this hit hard.
Yeah. It's been a pretty good time.
It's been great. It's been a good. We'll have to do this again.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But so I do have to ask. So coming out of the Navy, going into you went to sales first?
No. I went into. That's when I started retail jobs specifically. So I did
like Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah, like clothing, and I worked at like Kohl's. I worked at Tilly's. I worked at all kinds of clothing stores.
Nice.
And then I worked at Home Depot for 6 years while I was going through school.
Yeah.
A whole year before I went to school. I went to school for 5 years. I ended up going for 5 because I changed
went to
my major.
school on a government grant.
Yeah, I got student loans and grants.
Well, were you not?
I got both.
Well, you were in the military before, right?
Oh, I lost those.
Oh, because of the other than honorable.
I didn't get any of my Montgomery GI Bill.
Yeah.
At all.
Really?
Yeah, none, because of the way I got relinquished from my services.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you did it anyways.
Well, I went to school on my own dime.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't, like I was saying, I didn't get anything from my Montgomery GI Bill. Montgomery GI Bill at the time was 67. It was 2/3 of $100,000. So 67,000. 77777 or whatever, 666, whatever the fuck it is. So that's what it is, or was at the time. But because of the way I was
other than
let go,
the fuck yeah,
I didn't get none of that. So I did grants through GPA. The higher GPA you got, the more money you got through grants, which was not free money. Basically, it's not loans.
No,
and then if you do have student loans, anyone listening, you ought to consolidate them because each semester is a different loan with its own interest rate.
Yes.
So you need to consolidate them fuckers real quick. I did mine through Department of Education, the government.
Yeah.
And it actually worked out to where during this whole COVID thing, they would put it on freeze and you don't earn interest. So they actually end up working out.
Did you hear about the Biden deal?
Yeah, apparently I get $10,000 taken off my total.
You get $20,000 if you applied for a Pell Grant.
I applied for Pell. That means.
Did you wait? Did you qualify for Pell Grant?
I'm pretty sure I got Pell Grant. Yeah,
$20,000.
So that means it's all right. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. I guess it's one thing you did.
That's one thing he did for me, bro. Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, okay. I'm not. Are you a big fan of current president? I'll be honest. I'm not.
I don't think he is.
He's shaking hands with people who aren't there, man.
I think they're shaking hands with the person who isn't there.
Yes. Yeah.
I think our entire system is based on people that are so old and out of date that doesn't make sense to him anymore.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And I think Biden is a huge fucking... He is like the overcorrection of that. It's like, you look at a person who's... And to us, he's 100 years old.
He's very old.
Like, he might be 70-something?
I think he's 78.
78? Dude, he's almost 80. How old are you?
34.
34?
I turn 34 next month.
You're a third of his age.
Yeah.
I'm a quarter of his age.
I'm pretty sure...
And he has a say in what the fuck I do with my life?
Yeah, it's weird.
And people who are 18? No.
Yeah, it's weird.
No fucking way, dude.
Dude, it's scary because when you think about, like, I go back to what we were talking about with our kids in the future.
Yeah.
2050. What does that world look like?
Fuck, dude.
I'm not saying what happens now leads to the demise of the us in 2050.
I think it's going to happen. There's going to be a total. So what I think is going to happen is there's going to be a total collapse somewhere 2030-ish.
That's really close.
Not that close.
It's pretty fucking close. It's 8 years away. It's not that far.
It's 8 years, enough for you to get your shit together.
Yeah,
but 2030-ish, there ought to be a fucking huge collapse. I feel like every generation probably says this. Imagine being in like 1910. No, 1910 going into the 1920s. Being like, oh, shit's going crazy, and like we're going into the 1920s, everything's going to collapse, and then nothing collapses. And then the Great Depression happens, and they're like, the government takes care of it, quote unquote. They take care of it.
Put a Band-Aid on it.
So we can Band-Aid everything that we do now. If you can get rid of the Great Depression without the country falling apart, then you can pretty much get through anything.
I don't know if you can do that without. Can you avoid the Great Depression? I honestly don't know enough about it to how it came to be. To make a comment.
No, honestly, me either.
Yeah,
but
I know it happened in between World Wars 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think that definitely. No, well, dude. So back whenever I was studying this stuff, and I was actually like learning about this stuff, I had an idea of what I would be talking about when you ask that question right now. Mm-hmm. But now I'm drunk, 26, and I'm like, I don't even care to answer it. I love you. I love that question. But like, fuck. I feel like younger me would have had a way better answer to that question.
Probably a knee-jerk reaction answer.
Yeah. What was the question?
I don't remember.
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
You know what I was thinking about was back to hockey.
Okay.
Do you want to go to some games, dude?
Dude, yes.
Have you been to one?
No, never.
What? You've never been to it?
I've never even seen a person play hockey.
Are you fucking kidding me? Right?
Not one time, dude.
Never. Okay. So, last time I went to a hockey game, I went with Tracy and I went with baby Philip. Tracy was pregnant still.
Yeah.
Philip was a little baby. He's probably 1.5 years old. And we got lower bowl seats. So there's lower bowl, upper bowl. Sorry. Lower bowl is obviously where the better quality seats are. But
where you get hit with bucks and shit?
No. You just got to keep your eyes open. It's not like...
You just got to keep your eyes open.
It's not like baseball.
You might get hit, though.
You might get hit in baseball, but you're pretty goddamn safe at a hockey game.
Okay.
But it happens, for sure. Keep your eyes open. But we saw a fight, and so I took Philip, and I'm holding him with my right hand under his armpit, and my left hand's on his butt. Because everybody stands up when there's a fight, and they're like, ooh, and they point.
Oh, yeah.
So I stand up, and I take Philip, and I hold him over my head like this. Because I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
So I'm going like this, trying to fight, or see the fight, rather. But my point is, if you've never been to a hockey game, man, you need to go, because we drink in the parking lot, because it's it's arena $12 beers, so you definitely want to drink in the parking lot a little bit, and I just want a little bit. That's good, thanks. So you definitely want to drink in the parking lot, because it's $12 beers.
Yeah.
And then,
well, I mean, it's a Dallas Stars game.
Yeah. Stars game. So we're gonna get drunk in the parking lot, and then we go in, and we go in a little early so we can see the warm-ups, right? You can go up to the glass and you see the warm-ups.
Yeah.
Then from there, the game starts. You go through the stupid
Is Dallas Stars, are they more expensive than other games?
No, they're pretty solid. They're pretty good. They're like a middle-tier team.
Okay.
They're not horrible, but they're not great either.
Well, they went to the finals 2 years ago, right?
That was a COVID Cup. I'll be honest, that was a COVID Cup. They changed everything for the COVID Cup.
Yeah. Okay.
Canadian teams only could play Canadian teams. And your entire...
Well, Canada wasn't playing COVID at all.
Well, your entire season and playoffs was your division.
Oh,
That was it. Yeah, they restricted travel. So if you dominated your division, you went far in the playoffs, which was stupid because you didn't get any other outside competition. So that was the year where here's my point. Dallas went to the Stanley Cup final and lost to Tampa Bay, and then Tampa Bay goes on a three-peat tear.
They won it, right?
Yeah, they ended up kicking ass. But one of the teams that did really well was also Montreal. And then after that season, they're dog shit. They're like bottom feeder.
Yeah.
So it was just a weird season.
Because they dominated their
division. Yeah.
But they couldn't make it to the playoffs.
But the rest of the 2/3 of the league kills them. Yeah. So it was weird.
They would never make it.
It was
place.
weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, we need to go because it's fun and it's just a good time.
Whoa.
Good energy.
Yeah.
Similar to hockey or soccer, rather, where everybody's like really, really, really amped up.
Yeah.
Usually have a good time.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm so down with that.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Dude, I feel like hockey, I feel like I would love it, dude.
I think you would, especially if we saw a fight.
Yeah, I do like watching fights. I like to fight.
I've yet to get glass seats. That's something I need to do before I die.
And when you play, how, do you fight?
No.
Really?
It's just, no.
No?
I mean, don't get me wrong, I've tried to, but they stop you, and then they're like, just chill, it's fucking roller hockey. You're like, yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay, I forgot. Yeah, it's different.
It's nothing crazy.
So, did you grow up fighting?
No. I grew up...
Well, you grew up in California.
Yeah, and with girl sisters, so...
I grew up with 5 sisters, so I fought a fucking ton of people.
Were they fighters? My sisters just beat me up.
Beat the fuck out of me. Dude.
Yeah, I got beat up too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been in more fights than I can count, probably.
Oh, so I've only been in a handful of actual fights with dudes, but with my sisters, plenty. But
you see the scar on my nose right
Yeah.
now? That was fucked up, dude.
that was a fight.
Yeah. Not cool.
Yeah, cool.
Not cool. No.
It happens.
No, I had already won the fight. Yeah.
Cheap shot.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. I let him go. It was my fault, really.
Was it with a brick or maybe a stone?
No. No. I choked him out,
Oh, snap.
let him go, went to walk away,
Crack.
turned around, got cracked. Yeah. Yeah. Rocked my face off my face, bro.
Rocked my face.
And now my face is right here.
Damn. Legit, was it flapping off?
Dude, at first, yeah. It looked weird as fuck, dude. It looked really weird. There was a hole. It looked like a split in my face, dude. It was not cool.
Yeah, no, it doesn't sound cool.
No, it doesn't sound cool at all. It wasn't. It looked like I got hit with a hockey puck.
Oh, did that happen to me? That sucked. So, my dumbass went around the net as someone shot and hit the post.
Yeah. Oh.
Thank God it hit the post first. Because if it would have just hit me in the face, I would not have had these teeth.
Yeah.
But it hit the post first, then hit me in the face. Square in the mouth. Crack. Pow, right in the kisser. Boom.
Yeah.
So it got me mostly in my bottom lip, and it ripped my tooth ripped everything on my lip up into my skin on the outside, on the front.
Oh, Jesus.
Up into there. Did not go through. And so I was like, oh, shit. So I was like, I guess, tomorrow I'll go to the doctor. Tonight I'm just going to go to sleep.
You're a fucking hockey player,
yeah,
bro.
my face hurts. I'm just going to bed.
What?
So I wake up the next day and I look at it and it's disgusting.
Yeah, I bet.
Green and pussed up and nasty. And so I clean it off and I'm like, I'm going to go to the doctor. And then I clean it off and put some ointment on it and stuff. And it chills out, reduces. So I'm like, okay, maybe I don't need stitches. And so I never got stitches, and luckily it just kind of healed up. But yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, that sounds fucking awful.
I couldn't laugh for 2 weeks because it would hurt.
Yeah,
on my
dude.
face.
What?
That one sucked real bad.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
That reminds me whenever I got my, I had a, I think I had a filling whenever I was in football, and so I had a tooth pulled. No. I think it was just filling. And I remember I went back to practice that same day, and they had numbed my mouth, and we were in practice. It was a JV game, and I was like, "Fucking hit me," and fucking there were like 2 or 3 people I let just punch me in the fucking mouth.
Not a
I
good
was
one.
like,
Yeah.
I didn't feel it. Nothing.
I did that with my buddy Chris once, and you met him, and he was like, "Come on, hit me." We were drunk and stuff. He's like, "Come on, hit me." I'm like, "I don't want to." Like, he's
Yeah,
like, "Come on,
it
like,
doesn't
fine."
sound cool.
And he's like, "Ha ha ha, okay, my turn." Pow, you know.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I wake up, still standing up. I somehow got knocked out standing up and never fell. And he's like, "Are you okay? You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah. What happened?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Damn, dude, I knocked you out standing up." I'm like, "Sorry." Yeah, I'm apologizing
am I cool?
for no reason.
Are we cool?
Yeah.
Like, what happened, dude?
What'd you do? What happened?
Like, how many seconds was
Have
I
you ever
out?
had a concussion before? Those suck. I hate concussions, man.
Yeah, I want to say I have, but I can't remember. When.
Yeah, no, they suck.
Yeah.
I don't like
I
them.
can't. Yeah.
They make you feel like shit for a while.
I mean, I've been in a couple of fights where I believe, yeah. Definitely had them, though.
Yeah, they definitely.
Damn, dude, we blew, like,
Hurt.
way past the fucking...
What time is it? What are we at right now?
We're at 45 minutes, and
Oh, my
it is
goodness.
also... All right. I'm going to cut it. I think I'm going to have to cut this one.
That's okay.
Yeah. So we'll cut it. Go. All right. So, Jason, we are back from the break.
We're
we both had to pee.
Yeah.
And we're chilling, drinking beer, stuff like that. But, so I just want to ask you, like, so based on what we've talked about, like, what is something that you just want to tell the people? Like, you just had a kid. Mm-hmm. You've been through hockey. You've been through the Navy. You've been through fucking all these things that you've been through. Like, what do you want to tell everybody?
Man, it's interesting because I think ultimately, just given the way I was raised, I'm a person without a direction.
Right.
And I'm kind of drifting. But I think ultimately, at the end of the day, it comes down to, you really should just do what makes you happy as a person. I don't think money, obviously it's important. You need to be able to support yourself, right? I mean, that's important. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's not something you should be obsessed about or really concerned about. I think you should be really focused on doing what makes you happy as a person. Because when you're doing that type of thing, it might be cliche to say, but when you're doing it, something that you love, it's easy to do. It's, you have that drive. It's motivational, whatever it is that your ping word is. But I think it really comes down to when you're enjoying what you do. That's when you start to see success because you're okay with making the sacrifices to make it happen.
Yeah.
Putting in the work.
Yeah. And it's not like it's not like whenever you're doing a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
It's like you're taking your personal time.
Yeah, exactly.
To do it at
because
that point.
I'm in a position where I get paid hourly and commission.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're like, I'll gripe. I don't want to do something because it's not something that helps me monetarily. It's not something I can claim on my commission. They're like, well, that's what you get paid an hourly wage for. Bullshit. I get paid an hourly wage to show up on time.
Yeah.
That's why you pay me an hourly wage.
That's why everybody does it. Yeah.
And the proof is in the pudding. If you're a salary, you don't clock in because you're expected to work all the time.
Yeah, no, whenever
That's
I
it.
was a manager at Fridays, dude, I was salary. And I worked about 60 to 70 hours a week.
Shitload. And you don't see any
Fuck
change in
that,
your
dude.
pay. Yeah,
No.
nothing.
I made like $600 a week.
Yeah, it's not.
And I make way more than that as a bartender. But
Yeah.
fuck
Easy.
you, dude.
So when it comes down to it, I think my message would be, and I'm still searching for this, is like do what you love. Something that you can, like, man, what can I talk about all the time, no matter what, and make money off of it somehow.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to think about doing, especially now with
Something that you're excited to
the babies. Yeah. Yeah. And now
do.
that
Like I bartend fucking 4 days a week. I'm about to go down to 3 days a week. I love bartending.
but just talk. Yeah,
I love people, man.
For you, it seems like the social aspect. Yeah. Where it's like once you can talk to people and stuff.
I can do it, dude.
Yeah.
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 And I can do all of the behind the scenes stuff of like figuring out what drinks you want. I can like keep my bus subs empty and I can fucking like run my drinks. And I can fucking like make sure my well is running and stuff. But it comes down to when it comes to the money part of it, it's how much time you can spend with a person.
Yeah.
And if you can do, when it comes to bartending, it's like you can spend all that time with a person, and then everything behind you is fucked off. Like, you're not running your bus stops. You're not fucking doing all this stuff. And then you're not going to be bartending for long.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have been doing this for...
I also feel like if you're going to be a bartender,
years.
you kind of need to be interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
That's probably half the job.
Yeah.
It's like
that's where a lot of the girls come through. And they're like... Especially whenever they're hot, and you're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I get it, you're hot, but, like...
That's all you got.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can ask you that question and you don't have an answer, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because I think at some point you kind of have to have some sort of business approach.
Every bartender doesn't want to be a bartender.
Yeah.
They want to do something else.
Something it's kind of like a fallback.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Not even a fallback. It's what they love to do more than bartending.
See, I think for me, my dream job would probably be like, probably either a tattoo artist or like a musician.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably one of the two things.
I could see tattoo artists.
Yeah, I love tattoos.
Artists, though?
I don't really draw very well.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Okay. But you love tattoos.
I'm okay. I make a trace.
Yeah.
I'm not like I
mean, that's what most
I'm not a
tattoo artists
Picasso
do
or
anyways. Yeah.
Michelangelo or anything like that. But, I can't picture things I could relay what I see, sure, but I'm not like the creation type of artist, so to speak. But I think really,
so you're not somebody to bring a broad idea.
Yeah, I'm not that type of creative mind. I think really what it comes down to is I do like creativity, though.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's important for me because I try to think of different ways to explain the same thing to customers on the phone when I'm doing my job.
Okay.
And that's simply because out of boredom. Just trying to think of a different way to say the same thing in an elegant way.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound blunt.
Like, I've talked to this many people the same way.
Yeah.
For so long.
Yeah. That's really the way it goes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to take a shot.
We'll do this. Let's do one more.
A shot?
Yeah. Do one short to send her off?
Yep. We might as well. Where is...
I don't know. Where is it? He's looking for a cup that's not there. There it is.
Why is it over here on the floor?
Could not tell you.
That's what I want to know.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Let's do this real quick.
Mr. Jayson, sir.
It's been a blast here, by the way. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, dude. I feel like we've talked about this
Too much.
so many times.
Yeah.
We had to get it done. And
There
there
you go.
will be more.
There will be blood.
There will be blood. Dude, when we get your pod going...
There you go.
Wait, hold on. Before we go, can we talk about... what's your idea for your pod, dude?
Bro, if I had any kind of pod, I would probably talk about... I mean, I feel like I would feel obligated just my own interest to talk about hockey all the time, the hockey season. That's just for hockey people. But I'd probably have something else where I could talk to interesting people as well. Something similar to what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just talk to people, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude, people are fucking interesting.
All you have to do is ask questions, and the next thing you know, you're talking about crazy shit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, just talking to fucking a normal person, quote, unquote.
Yeah.
And then, like, all of a sudden you're talking about some weird shit.
See, it comes back to this. Remember I told you people will buy from you if they trust you?
Yeah.
They'll also fucking talk.
They'll tell you anything.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can get someone to be like, oh, okay, he's a good guy, and let's talk.
Yeah,
Next thing
dude. Like, I've been bartending long enough that, like, I'll be talking to a guy for, like, 6 months or so. And then all of a sudden he'll tell me, like, yeah, like, I fucking, like...
Killed my wife.
Some weird shit. No, that's actually weird that you said that, because there's a couple that used to come into Boomer Jacks where I work now.
Yeah.
And she just came and she was like, yeah, I have a protection order against my husband.
Oh, no.
And we're divorced now. Like, she's like, I'm filing for divorce. And, like, she came in, she had bruises on her. And, like, and they were, like, halfway covered up. And I was like, I don't feel like, before she said that, I was like, I don't feel like I should comment on it. I was like, hey, how's everything going? You know what I mean? And then she said that, and I was like, now I feel like I'm going to come back, and I'm going to fucking talk, like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Because I saw him the week before with their son drinking, being crazy.
Yeah.
He was drinking. They had been to the strip club, like, stuff like that. I don't know. But I'm going to take this shot, and we're going to get out of here. Because,
We'll do it.
Dude,
That's a story for another time.
Story for another time.
Here we go. Thanks again, man. That was fun.
Yes.
Ball jam.
That was the wrong one. I meant to hit the different one.
Dude, that was the perfect one, though.
Ball jam.
Dude, hit another one.
Let's see this.
Random.
Oh.
Yes, Eric.
When you're trying to have intercourse with a lady friend and some other guy comes up and tickles your balls from behind.
That happened to me one time.
You know what's funny?
That was fun.
Is, so I'm recording through the roadcaster.
Is it still on right now?
This is.